important matter is going to have to wait. Sorry, slight matter of defamation of character. No, I've been read in entirely on your little mechanical big gob that you crafted up, and having my name bandied about inside that big fancy school of yours, getting all sorts of unwanted attention from the big horned man himself. Ooh. Well,
you sound and look like an asshole, so I feel like we did you a favor.
The negotiator, everybody.
me and Ariana just swap characters for a second. Sorry, gotta go in. Fuck you, asshole.
Gone full Zara here for a moment.
Do minor illusion and create a top hat, milady.
Just like,
just walk 10 feet away and then
you need her.
She's so angry.
If you ever milady me, I will punch you in the face.
You'd have to be a lady first for me to milady you.
Excuse me?
Nothing, Grandmaster. I would never dream of disrespecting you in that way.
My apologies, sir. What's your name? I go by Harker,
We
by
are
the
the
way.
Boofomorphs. I am Bufo, and these are the morphs.
Hello, Buffo, and hello, Morphs.
We are here to commune with our sacred idol. It gives us great insight into the spiritual oneness of all things.
I won't say it.
What's your secret idol?
It's sacred.
I won't fucking say it.
It's right. What is the toaster going on
I'm gonna
about
say
now?
it.
I'm gonna cover Zen's mouth. Don't listen to her.
I'm gonna fucking say it.
I'm covering Zen's mouth. I'm covering.
Boofa D's nuts.
Roll for initiative.
Oh, we're gonna grind your bones to dust and then we'll lick it with our tongue. And every time we put you in the oven, we're gonna make it grow and get so yummy. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be tasty, just like we should. You're gonna die.
The last thing that guy said before I ate him was James. I swear to God, I don't know what's going on.
Ooh.
Rosebud. Thank you, Lord Slightly. Wonderful. Oh, fuck me running.
Bargo here to smash things. Bargo gonna smash corn into pieces. Bargo have fork with lots of muscles.
Bargo have loose grasp of grammar.
Bargo went to fighting school. Not grammar school.
Fair enough.
I think I like panned up my map and I saw that Bronx Kirby was just engulfed.
Fire! Oh, God! I rolls to not be on fire.
I think yo
Thoras, you know this angel? Vouch for me. We've helped each other.
Thoras does not know the angel, but Thoras is also confused as to what is going on.
As am I. Help me if you can.
Alan, I have not known you much time, but you seem okay.
A rousing vouch. Thank you, Thoras. You remember when I let you borrow my car? You remember when I gave all of that money to orphan children? You remember when when I gave you those spare tickets that I had to that concert?
Thoras does not remember much. Thoras can only remember falling through the sky and looking very cool.
Okay, there's a hunter's mark on him. Spend that inspiration and go ahead and drop that spell in the chat.
I don't have any.
Yeah, you do.
It's okay.
You have one. You have one from chat. You can burn it.
Friendship.
Yeet.
Okay, so he has to succeed on a strength saving throw. He's a pretty strong guy.
Well,
Not
you know
one.
what?
Fuck it.
What if you don't?
Oh.
What if you don't?
She's the most powerful wizard in history.
I can't believe I'm using my last legendary resistance on a freaking level 2 spell.
Ariana's the goat.
Okay, legendary resistance.
I love you, and I always have. Even though you killed me, I thought our relationship would grow into something so beautiful that neither of us would be able to stop that love or passion.
Wait, hold on. Just wait, don't go into the light yet. Like, hold him like up my arms as he's on fire. Oh god, this kind of hurts a little bit. We could have been friends. We really could have. But I just want you to know that even in your death, you will be remembered. Because I have a new line of cryptocurrency coming out.
Wait, you what?
They're called NF trinkets.
Oh god, fucking kill me now, please.
Ooh, addition.
Hunting horns, strength to the predators, woe to the prey. All right, that means somebody has to assert their dominance to gain an advantage. Whoever doesn't is we call that the Alexander bookmark.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
All right.
Got a stick in the book.
Thank you for ruining the subtlety of that entire moment. Just flat out saying it.
I remember leg day saying it. It's just so funny.
Oh god,
To
editing
clear the
that.
air, there's
So
no dick in the book. Just to clear the
I mean,
air.
he has his
No dick
back.
in the book.
Well,
Just
he's-
two
he's got
vague,
the book back.
sweaty stains.
Walking to Alex's area, it's gonna be.
No wonder he went
God.
and stole it.
Yeah, I needed it back.
Lemon Kiwi, I noticed something freaking ridiculous about Una.
What?
Under the familiar section, it talks about how, while the two of you are bonded, you can sense what it senses as long as you're within a mile of each other, right?
Right.
When Una's within 10 feet of you, you gain the benefits of magic resistance. You have advantage on all saving throws against spells and magical effects whenever Una's within 10 feet of you.
Oh, that's broken.
1 year later. Reading comprehension 20 inch, by the way. Holds him like a special.
This is my special magical resistance pet.
The power of bird compel. Eldritch blast to the face at the werewolf. I refuse to flinch.
And a nat 20 critical hit.
I'm just gonna reach out, grab him in the face, and just
Another 21 points of force damage. Oof. Do you want to tell them or should I?
It's not looking good, chat.
Oh no.
Toddleheim.
Oh no.
Drops to 0.
Think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely
Genuinely what?
scared.
My apologies.
Do you ever feel like the luck or whatever it is that's gotten you forward is going to run out at some point? Or that you can just keep going forward?
I'm pretty worried about myself all the time, but I consider Garnet a protagonist, so generally she's okay.
What? We're all main characters, and
So you're like the main character.
no,
Garnet, you
no,
know?
we're all the main characters of this story, okay? Fourth wall just punching. Like touches Athalor's elven armor. See, this is plot armor.
Okay, good point.
Pop! This boggle explodes into sludge.
What did the ugly sticky babies do?
Ugly sticky
Who
baby
started this?
attack Paramir, attack us. I destroy ugly baby.
Who started it? Paramir or the ugly sticky babies?
Hard to tell. All pop out of bush.
To
To be
Just
certain.
popping out of a bush.
They live in bush. They
Wait,
pop
do
out
you
of bush.
Kill everything that pops out of a bush?
If it stinks as bad as this ugly baby, yeah.
Oh, well, I've known a lot of stinky people who are actually very nice. You can't judge a baby by his stink.
Lash looks at you, kind of confused, but also kind of in awe. If Ezek can look past stench of ugly baby, Lash can look past it.
Welcome, everyone, to Book of Dawn, Ioth Academy, where we take your real-life depression and turn it into fantasy depression. I'm Tormented by Gnomes, your humble game master, and I am joined by Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. Crowan, how's it going?
It's going all right. You know, fantasy depression maybe sounds a little bit more of the vibe right now. You know, let's get into it. You know, yeah.
Absolutely. Herald stocks are through the moon.
True.
Legs, what about you, buddy?
Despair never dies, baby, and that's all the more true when you're playing Overwatch.
How is Stadium, by the way?
It's legitimately fun. It's unbalanced as shit, but honestly, they don't need balanced stuff. They just need stuff. That's kind of Overwatch's main issue right now. Just put out more shit.
Agreed. I heard you talking about playing some ranked. I just want to know, we love you. We care about you.
Yeah.
Please don't do anything rash.
It's just an intervention.
Yes.
If you need to talk, you know, we're here.
Exactly. Lemon, what's going on?
I was gonna say come to the dark side. We have Marvel Rivals, but you're on the dark side, I think.
Yeah.
And Marvel Rivals will welcome you back when you are ready to make peace.
Yeah, I'm on a vacation, you know.
We're on a break.
I'm backpacking in the
It's
Blizzard
okay for us
lands.
to see other people while we're on a break, as long as, you know, we refocus on our relationship when we meet back up. Before we get into today's adventure, does anyone in chat remember Garnet traumatizing a therapist?
Guys,
Like a
I
couple
don't
of
think
school
this
years ago?
happened. Who is
See,
a knower of things?
I think back when we still had Ariana and we were all in the Great Hall, that there was a counselor in the Great Hall that Garnet traumatized somehow after they were assigned to us. But I think it's because we were supposed to go to some counseling and we wanted to go somewhere else, and we thought the easiest way to do that was to inflict possibly permanent harm upon our psychologists.
Okay, so this isn't a this isn't like a psychological harm. Didn't you do some? Wasn't this during the Dubasif arc? I feel
Yes,
like this
it
was during the Dubasif arc.
I think this was during the second Dubasif arc after we'd already found him, and we
You
got
made
moved
it sound
to
like
the
I
Great
killed
Hall.
them. I call it
No, you
forceful
definitely didn't. They didn't
rescheduling.
die. I can confirm you did not kill them.
Yeah,
They are not one of your
had
friends.
to be year 2 because we were in Great Hall and Ariana was there.
There was enough shit. There was enough shit going on to where it warranted, like, hey, yeah, there's counselors around here, so they might be helpful.
I think we may have got referred because of Ariana picking up Mordain.
Maybe.
You got the Captain America. So,
And I think Garnet may have got a little bit defensive of Ariana.
Okay.
Which
All right.
obviously incredibly surprising. No one saw it coming. Least of all the counselor.
It's a foreshadow of what's to come.
Free stream loose pack to whoever finds the clip somewhere in the archive. All right. When last we left our heroes, they had actually been at the academy for a decent amount of time. Wait, no, that's a lie. Because you traveled to the distant mountains in the far north, the backbone far away, ruled by the witch queens of Anaram. And on the border of Anaram and Terranot, you came across Vidrana, an exiled witch queen who had been stripped of her power, but still had a great deal of magical lore. After speaking with her, and after she sort of drove away the young adventurers who are working with her to keep them out of this conversation, she revealed a secret to you of a way that you could possibly reconstitute Ika Elnau's soul by drawing upon the pain of those who have lost her. However, this magic would still would not create a body. You would need to have a receptacle in order to store the soul, or a permanent body ready to go. But at least you solved part of the problem.
Question. I had forgotten I had to dip midway through. Can you repeat her name again?
Vedrana.
Yeah, I forgot it. Okay, thank you.
Vedrana.
Cool.
This is an important step in your research to revive the Archmage, not only for personal we miss her reasons, but also because the Academy's
We're fucked without their reasons.
Yeah. There's certain levels of fuckitude without her. She was the Archmage. She had control over the dawn magic inherent in the Academy, and there are people plotting to steal or take control of it, and it would be a lot more helpful to have an Archmage. And that is the solution that Untermaler came up with, and the kids agree. You even told the sage about it after some of your recent adventures. After Garnet sort of came around to the idea and asked the sage for help with the strange voice in her head, you brought the sage into it, even though Untermaler told you to keep it secret. She reluctantly agreed to help, though she warned that such things always carry a terrible price. Our heroes are now back at the Academy, and if it's all right with you, I would like to skip forward like a week. The end of the month.
Sounds good to me.
I'm down. I guess we just make progress on our projects.
Yep. You keep on keeping on. I'll keep an eye on all that. The month ends with Vindur's Day, the High Feast of Vindur. When his power is strongest, this is also the day when Uzul chose to struck down Vindur's opposite, the Earth Sovereign Arakura. And so fourth years celebrate the Green Gala, usually held in one of the halls somewhere, one of the lodges. It's been 2 years since the night of the Green Gala, when Garnet performed her thing, when Athalor and Ariana indulged in some light scootly poopage, and Alexander was still there at the time. You are older, and you have suffered a great deal since then. Also, everybody completes their midterms. The elective midterm is like 2 days before. It's 2 days before that. Somehow the regular rhythm of school life is comforting. Even if you know that these things are only a sliver of the knowledge compared to the secrets of the multiverse, the hidden places of the Four Kingdoms, and the powers with which you have contacted directly. This brings us into summer, and into the first month of summer, which is Sunrider. Garnet's birthday is approaching, as is the 1-year anniversary of the third miracle. It is a holy month for Brontha, and just another month for most of the student body. I'm also going to start being a little bit more focused on this. You're supposed to get an allowance. Now, granted, you haven't really been getting your allowance because you've just been like taking whatever you want from the
Requisitioning.
school. Requisitioning what you want from the school. But I'm going to go ahead and give each of you 180 gold.
Woo! Thanks, Dad.
It's 45 per week, but I don't want to keep track of all that stuff.
On my maths.
You still have all of Ioth's gold too?
Yes.
That's all about.
Don't worry, it's tracked.
We're sitting on a small fortune. No big deal.
That being said, the Academy has not been idle during this time. And shortly into the first week of Sunrider, Puabi, yeah, you know what? They made it an illusion spell, but I really feel like it's a transmutation spell. Puabi, Master of Transmutation, brings you news that they have been delving into glass magic. And they believe that they have developed a spell that can accomplish what you're seeking, insofar as your research into the mirror realm is concerned. The spell is called Glass Body. in its current incarnation. I posted it backstage. In its current incarnation, I'm changing it from illusion to transmutation. It has greater invisibility, plus resistance to slashing and lightning damage, and vulnerability to bludgeoning and thunder damage. Because of the nature of this spell, they believe 2 things. 1, if you enter the plane of mirrors while under the effects of this spell, you should not be duplicated. And 2, if you carve the anti-mirror rune, or if you wear the anti-mirror rune when under the effects of this spell, the rune will be invisible and inactive. But if the effect ends, the rune will immediately become active. It
Like when
could
the
be
spell
another layer
ends?
when the glass body spell ends. So if you have Doakai's rune, and you're in the mirror realm, they're not sure what happens, because when you have the rune, you can't pass into the realm.
But they don't like to be in contact with the rune either, do they? Because we saw that from my mother. So if you dropped the spell, and is the miracle of you generated if you're just in the mirror realm, or is it passing through that generates?
As far as everybody knows, it's the act of entering.
Yeah,
but
because if you drop this spell and then like a mirror clone generated, they would presumably generate with a mirror of that rune on them and then just burst into flames.
That's exactly what they're thinking. The only issue is, what if it destabilizes the plane of mirrors around you? That could cause problems. Yeah, but if you're there at the time, not so great.
Yeah.
Is that a real
sounds
body?
like a.
What was that?
Like if you said we're vulnerable to bludgeoning, someone just
Mhm.
smashes us, are we dead or do we go back, or is this
No,
a real
it's your
body?
body. It is your body. It's not like a clone or a puppet or anything. It's you. It transforms you.
Oh, if you get smashed in real life, you get smashed in real life.
Exactly.
Smash or pass, mirror edition.
I feel like
You
the
should always
worst case
pick pass.
scenario, downsides of that happening, being the mirror plane and then spell dropping and the Rin procking is like you're in the fucking void shit. Like not
It
like
wouldn't be the
void,
void.
but
It wouldn't be the
yeah,
actual
it'd be like
void, but it
something like adjacent or like
More
kinda
like what happened
that.
to the sage.
You're going to the mirror squared dimension.
Yeah. And you just like can't get out.
I'm on Hanamura.
Don't you find that?
Okay.
Some evils are too far even for the infernals.
Well, Mantra would be excited and talk to Puabi about the spell a lot and kind of try to understand like how it was designed a little bit too. And then tell the party, of course, like, oh, made some progress in this new spell developed.
Oh, ready to kill Dad? Granddad.
Well,
I mean, your dad's here if you fancy it.
Still not really trying to interact there much, but this is a good first step. I mean, locating Conscare is kind of the next thing in the process, I suppose. This doesn't work without Conscare being there as well.
Now, note that all of you are sorcerers or warlocks, meaning that under normal circumstances, you can only learn new spells when you level up. You can't just add spells to your spell book. So, if you need this spell, they will make scrolls of it available or transmuters available to cast it for you. Also note that currently it only lasts for 1 minute.
Theoretically, we
Well,
can
that's a
high
problem.
magic that.
Yeah,
that's why they're
high
thinking about
magic.
it dropping.
They could do a custom spell. They could use spellcraft to like make a special one-time use scroll that is sort of pre-high magic for your convenience.
Oh, you can do that. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Is it concentration?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. Let me look at it. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Now that they have the spell, they could also try to make a magic item based on this. They could pass this over to the artificers, who could try to create a ring or helmet of glass body, some sort of item that would maintain the effect for you.
Definitely be interested in handing it to the artificers and seeing what they can do with that, even if it's
That
not
would
like
take some time.
soon. Yeah, that's fine.
If any of you want to experiment with this, the secure mirror room is still available to you. The one that you used when you sent your, when Garnet did her weird stuff in order to go there, but not actually go there without dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She could.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
eventually
at least
we'll
be
have
on
to
the other
test
side of a
this.
mirror while Mason jumps in and volunteers. Smile.
Yeah, I think that has to be the case here, as much as there's mirror trauma in the lore here. Gotta
Do you want to go there now?
sometime. Yeah, I mean, if everyone's down for it, would
I'm in the background
get out of the
practicing with
way.
my stupid wooden sword.
Let me just find where the hell I put this place.
Just be a quick little, just jump in, see if a
in and out,
clone
20-minute adventure.
spawns. Not even 20 minutes. 2-second adventure.
20-second adventure.
If you're doing a 2-second adventure and just like Garnet casts the spell from a scroll and you just walk in with, or you cast it yourself and you just walk in.
Yeah.
So the hitch is when your mirror clone appears, they don't appear where you are. They appear somewhere nearby from another mirror in the mirror plane.
Mm-hmm.
So as you cast the spell and step through the mirror to the other side, you have that sensation of like icy cold liquid metal passing over your body. You realize two things. One, you don't know for sure if a mirror clone of you has been created because it might take them a little time to find you.
Okay.
And two, would they, if one has been created, would they also be invisible so the two of you wouldn't be able to see each other?
Oh yeah, this is invisible. Yeah, does make it invisible. Interesting. I guess would want to be there. I guess for like, I don't know, not the whole minute because I want to risk it. Like, I don't know, being accosted, dropping, and whatever. But would wait a good like 30 seconds. Definitely be listening out for any sound or anything. Like, and then pass back through if
Okay.
nothing happened.
Nothing else happens. You aren't able to collect any other significant data as
Okay.
far as I know.
Well, good first run. Pop back out and say, we gotta drop the spell. Didn't seem like anything had happened. But I realized if it did, they would also maybe be invisible as well if it copies you. So I don't know for sure if it worked, but probably did.
I wonder if there's a way to have this spell not make you invisible, translucent or something.
Or I could just go in next time with what is it, True Sight Eye, whatever it is.
I suppose so. Yeah, that would also work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But difficulty is we don't have like controls of these experiments because that would require someone going into their mirror clone, which is a lot more risky.
Yeah, I want to avoid that if possible. But the gem could work at least to see if one did spawn.
I like the idea.
Would they also spawn with a gem?
Yes, they would.
I mean, that's fine. It doesn't matter if they would see me. I would just hopefully be able to pop back out before they did anything.
Kind of reluctant, but gives her gem of true seeing over. I wanted to try it.
Thank you. Yeah, I promise I will take the best care of it that I can and be back with it very soon. I'd want to try this again, run it back.
Okay. Burn another scroll. Step through.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately key on the gem of true seeing and watch. How long do you wait?
Let's say not a full 10 rounds, but let's say like 7 rounds.
Mm-hmm. After 7 times 6 is 42. After 42 seconds, nothing has happened. And you step back through. Your eyes caught nothing.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Here's your gem. Didn't see anything.
I mean, they were theorizing that it just wouldn't generate a clone, right?
Yeah, if it works as intended, this is all working properly. It's good.
As long as you're comfortable.
I don't want to say I'm ever comfortable when it comes to mirror playing. This whole thing is very extremely uncomfortable. But it's a good first step, I think. Thanks for letting me borrow the gem.
I guess the next step would be trying to make this happen in a less contained environment, go into a mirror plane.
Like, not through this mirror here in this room?
Because these are supposed to be like fairly contained, right? There are defenses on this.
Yeah, safe as possible.
Keep in mind also, most mirrors by default are not active gates to the plane of mirrors. It takes magic, whether it's an inherent property of some being or a spell, in order to turn it into a crossing point. Otherwise, everybody would get lost every time they use the bathroom.
Oh, we know someone in Underwood who might have an active gate.
Where was that gate?
In the Castle Tenera that took Athalor's mother.
Right.
Have we gotten any word on like Andrew's reaction? Like if they had found other mirror clones or what they've investigated?
They have investigated pretty thoroughly. They have gems of true seeing and such. Mirror Nivara was only able to avoid those protections because as a high-ranking artificer, she was extremely familiar with those protections. Thus far, their internal security audits have not revealed any other mirror clones, but they remain vigilant.
So they don't know how she. Oh wait, the people that walked into that room that one time were the source.
There was a mirror clone from the Danox tribe.
Yeah, Danox and a lady from the Castle Tenera.
They were like invited or something. That's why they didn't get dinged by security.
Yeah.
As far as they know.
They don't scan their guests.
Normally they do. Apparently they didn't in this case. They're not sure why.
Was security compromised?
It could have been.
Potentially.
Sounds like a you problem.
Might be a me solution if we're looking for an active gate.
True.
The specific mirror that was used to abduct your mother has been explodified.
Yeah, but presumably the Castle Tenera has their own mirror to receive orders.
Also, presumably, somebody in Onderud is capable of casting the magic that would turn a mirror into a crossing point. That's forbidden magic, but Garnet knows forbidden magic. People know this stuff, even if they're not like using it for nefarious purposes. It is studied. There are certainly mages at Ioth Academy who could do it.
And there are probably the confiscated effects of that person from the Oryx tribe that we saw the trial of.
Yes.
That would be an
Very
active
true.
gate.
Very true.
Right.
So if you need a test case, it can absolutely be arranged for you.
Yeah. I think that would probably be good.
Your home or mine?
Let's go with yours.
Okay.
If that's all right with you.
See clearances for a trip to Underwood.
As you're going about this process, Garnet, and the rest of you can all be here just to make sure that's not boring. Cryus finds you in the halls. And he's not just, it's not the thing where he has a ton of books and he's distracted and he bumps into you. Like, he was actively looking for you.
I was trying to walk past him until he had to get my attention.
I've got AirPods in.
Garnet.
What? Did I miss the meeting?
Your shadow magic. How well is that studied here? Do you have a lot of primary sources in the library or elsewhere? It's an obscure field of study. It's not normally recorded with the rest of the subjects. What are your sources?
I have all of the books regarding shadow magic, and I'm the only shadow user left. I mean, like right here, I'm the right now I'm the only one interested in it. So it's just cringing through the mess
Athelot
of.
snipes to mantra. She ate her sources with sources.
I need to borrow some of them.
Need to.
Okay, why?
I'm studying security measures. Shadow. What's the word I'm looking for? What was it? Incursions. Shadow incursions can't be ruled out. There's a
What
theory
kind
that I'm
of-
pursuing right now, and I need that information in order to draw some more useful conclusions. What?
What's your theory? What's the defenses going to, in theory, look like?
Enemies have been able to gain access to the academy through the plane of mirrors, which is not one of the four kingdoms and is understudied. It is a liminal realm. The shadow realm is also a liminal realm. The normal rules don't necessarily apply. The sphere provides a certain degree of protection, but we can't be guaranteed that we're going to be able to rely on that forever. I'm studying each of the liminal planes to make sure that I can develop adequate defenses to counter them.
Oh, I'm already ahead of you on that. We're going to be deploying new security measures next month regarding the sphere.
Sounds like a smart field of
Then if
study.
you're ahead of me, I'd like to borrow those books.
Okay. How about a trade? I need a body to create one.
You need to create a body.
Yeah. Long term. Adult. Female.
You need to create an adult body. What are the specifications?
Get usable.
Okay, species, height, strength, physical qualities.
So you can do it?
I don't know that yet. But if I'm going to research things, then I need some specifications. Because there's a difference between making a blob of flesh that's technically alive and actually creating a body.
I think a blob would do.
No. Certainly not.
Just tell me if you can make a human person, like a complete clone of a person.
Of a person. Yes, if
Human.
I have a piece of them.
Like what piece? Like
Any
a
amount of
flesh?
Yeah, flesh. A sample. I mean, I can't, but I'm very familiar with the theory. It's a necromantic function, I think.
If I got you
Yes.
like DNA, would that suffice, or do you need like physical tissue?
A cubic inch.
That's a lot of person.
Uh,
I guess it makes a lot of person as well.
Mm-hmm.
does it have to be from the source of.
Look, the way that the spell functions is it recreates the body of whoever you have that sample from and perform the spell on. So if it's not from them, the clone form grows inside. It has to grow inside a specially prepared vessel. It takes 120 days. And upon completion, it is vacant. It does not have a soul. It's just a body. It has to be preserved through other means. Then, in the event of the death of the original, their soul, instead of joining the cycle, can immediately pass on to that vessel, which is perfectly adapted for the person. That's the normal functionality of the spell. This is third circle magic. I can't perform it normally, but I know people, the capability exists.
Yeah. I can. You give me that book, I'll give you my book. Deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go get it and meet you later.
Mm-hmm. All right. Off he goes.
Just keep walking. Just like immediately both start walking in other directions.
Has Grace ever asked you about shadow magic before?
Oh, that's
Was
weird.
Was it Elnau who taught you about shadow magic? Do you even have a book? Isn't your regular book void magic?
That's a good gnomes question. I don't know what textbooks
Mirek
you have.
taught you shadow magic and was
Hmm.
planning on introing you to void magic afterwards. So he was your
Hmm.
first tutor on shadow magic, and you did have access to books because this one time you summoned like a dragon, an evil dragon spirit or something, and got burned by it. So you had access to books in his cave. Then you had to run, and you didn't get to take a lot of them with you. At the academy, Elnau, as basically the only significant shadow sorcerer at the school, kept all of the books in a separate section and controlled access to them.
Okay, so we would have access in our study.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just thinking about plucking out some like Shadow 101, like first
Mhm.
year community college biology book. You know, like the most
None of
bare
it's
bones.
organized
like,
like that. It's all like primary
Wow.
sources. There's no curriculum for it. It's all just like the works of different shadow mages. It's usually pretty sophisticated, which is why you learn the basics from tutors instead of from books.
The
That being
shadow
said-
mitochondria is the shadow powerhouse of a shadow cell.
You know, it's
Authentic Yu-Gi-Oh writing.
The school's only shadow mage is unwilling to go there, even though she's the person most equipped to handle any possible threats in that area.
Who?
Yeah,
Who's she?
the school's only shadow mage,
Oh.
Garnet Osaka,
Hmm.
is being a
Me.
coward about going there when really it's her responsibility to keep the school safe on the shadow side of things.
Yeah.
You good? Got it.
Huh? Yeah, I hate talking to cries. Could we do something more fun?
Well, we're not talking to Christ
Sure.
anymore, so that's probably an uptake.
Okay. Yeah, I already feel better.
I gotta figure out how to convince someone in Underwood that it's a good idea to create an active mirror gateway.
Write
After
a
my
letter
own
and
map.
roll a persuasion check or a calligrapher's tools check at the lore.
Mm-hmm.
In
I have
theory, it's
calligrapher's tools to
to
help.
the in theory it's to the end of where it'll help against mirror stuff, right? So
Mhm.
can mention
Athel's
that.
gonna
Active
ask them
research.
to just to supply like a spellcaster who can create an active gateway and transport a mirror to like essentially the bare mountain range that Underwood kind of semi sits in its demiplane and not do it within the demiplane.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, okay, it's not actually gonna be in Underwood.
Mm-hmm. So where do you want to conduct this? First off, roll that check. Garnet, if you want to help with fancy writing, roll a calligrapher tools check with dexterity. And Athor can roll persuasion check. And I'll take the higher of the two.
21.
Wait, it's not even working.
And I'll
Oh.
guidance
Yes,
myself.
very good. We know you're a polyglot, Garnet. Thank you.
Oh, I guess circle if the circle works here as well.
Try Rio. Oh, there it is on dexterity.
24.
Okay, we'll take the 24 or 29 or whatever. They are amenable to this request for a variety of reasons. The response is extremely gracious and sensitive to the fact of the recent tragedy, which was a loss for all of Onderud, but especially for you. Operationally, can you specify where you want this delivered?
Athlor is open to any. He doesn't know much about the geography that surrounds the kind of material realm place where Underwood supposedly is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's like any plateaus or peaks around there, or any kind of like caves that they use for like storage of goods outside of a demiplane.
Yeah, I think I can actually do something here.
Yeah, because presumably they have the crossing points where traders come in and out.
Onderud actually has a number of outskirt settlements and such that are all under the auspices of the city itself. Watchtowers, off-site experiments and foundries, even a couple of just little settlements that are here and there. While like the vast majority of the population lives inside the city, the outskirts are usable.
Okay. Does that
No,
sound good?
I don't have a map ready for this, but I have a map in mind for this. So give me a couple, or work on something else while I pull it up.
So, just simple stuff. We just do the same experiment again with a gem of true seeing outside of a contained environment. Maybe we bring Puabi with us to record the results, see if they have any insight.
Yeah, I would be definitely amenable to asking him along. I'm curious though if it would be also good to try it with high magic to extend the duration. Maybe stay in there for a bit longer. Make sure
Do
it's
you know
not
what
just.
circle of magic it is if we need to amp it ourselves? With a scroll, say, are we talking second circle here?
Yeah, what? I don't remember what like spell levels pertain to what circles.
+1 XP.
Micro.
Glass body
look at
is
what it is in the thing.
Glass body
Oh,
is
it's
a
a second
transmutation
circle.
spell, and it's second circle. Yeah.
Okay, so we could actually run the circle ourselves to amp it.
Okay. Yeah. That,
Don't know if we have anyone who
perfect.
knows for longevity. Do I have that?
Oh, let me see
You could
what I
scribe
have.
that into your book. You've had some downtime. You could
I have
acquire that.
extend.
Oh, you have extend? Nice.
Yeah, I have quickened and extend and expand.
I also have expand. I have heighten and lessen. And also, Garnet is the best suited to roll the spellcraft checks anyway.
Yeah, well, that all works. We just need
Back off.
extend, right? Yeah.
Do you have extend, Ron?
Yeah, I have it written down. Yeah. So I
Okay,
think
so if Athel casts for circle, if I cast for circle, you to extend this, and then I guess I'll cast this from the scroll onto mantra, and just maintain concentration until you come out and talk to us. Presumably.
Yeah. What would how would that function if like you're
So
concentrating
remember-
on a thing on the spell, then I go into the mirror plane? How would that function?
You should probably be the one to cast the spell mantra, so the concentration will stay
Ah.
with you.
Okay,
Remember,
yeah.
the person casting the spell does not need to connect to the high magic circle. Only people who are going to modify the spell need to be connected.
Okay, so I start the spell and modify with extend, and then I should be good to go.
I think it's multiplicative as well, right? So if you extend it twice, it becomes 4 minutes rather than 3.
I believe so.
It's a good length of time, I think, for this.
It's plenty of time for your miracle to find and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think you're going to do great.
I hate when
Hope so.
publishers put their maps on the marketplace without giving the
dimensions.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, also Garnet, could I borrow the gem again for this?
Yeah. Just hands it over.
Thank you.
I mean, if you wanted to get rid of mantra, better not think about it.
See, he brought it up first. I just want the record to show.
Yeah, this time.
Just out of interest, mantra, what would happen if you went in there and we smashed the mirror behind you?
I'd have to find another mirror within that plane to escape from.
Okay, not that I want to do it to you, just if a different mirror clone went in.
What do you mean? Different mirror clone? Like if...
Like, if we saw someone else enter the plane of mirrors and we didn't want them to come back.
coming back out. Yeah, I mean, through that mirror, then yeah. Smash the mirror. I could find another exit, though, I think.
Yeah, I assume there are hundreds, thousands of them. I haven't really been inside. I don't know how closely they spawn to each other.
Bro, why is this file 47 megabytes? What the hell?
Oh, wow, you got it in 8K?
Yeah, it's a freaking chonker.
Oof.
Absolute chungers.
And they don't
Yeah,
have a
you going
separate
through the Rolodex of Patreons?
No, it's my drive through RPG library. There were a couple of pandemic packs that were released. I got like 500 maps or something.
Oh.
From Heroic Maps, and there was another one from Seafoot Maps. And that's where like half of my collection comes from.
W.
All right, I'm just gonna find like one. You know, Yeah, I'm only going to do like one of these for the time being, and I'll worry about the rest later. This looks like a
Yeah.
good place to conduct arcane experiments. I will modify this map so it's not 47 megabytes.
So presumably
good.
we'll just take a teleportation circle to Underwood. We'll get to one of their crossing points, use that, and then it'll probably be a little bit of a walk or a hike to whatever watchtower or storage area we're going to go to, but it should be isolated enough.
Actually, actually, they have at one of those outposts, one of those like magic laboratory outposts. They have a
Oh, we got a
different
dedicated
teleportation circle there. Yeah,
Even
It'll
better.
save you some time.
Could also ask Puabi if he is willing to come with to record results and observe.
The answer to that will be yes, because this is very dangerous stuff. He's both curious and this is very dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Upload.
Can't really think of any other precautions that we can take. I don't think.
I'm doing a quick spot of research, but the D&D 5e wiki is being very slow. I'm looking up to see if Puabi should bring a scroll of telepathy or prepare the spell telepathy to maintain a link to mantra.
Rory's telepathic bond.
Yeah, telepathic bond I think is a class feature. Telepathy is a spell, no?
Nope, there's a spell called telepathic bond.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what level it is.
For
yeah,
Ferrari's telepathic bond?
Yeah.
It says it can't extend to other planes of existence.
Yeah, I need to find one that extends to other planes. Or they could send you ascending.
Would that work?
Third level spells are not as cheap as we treat them.
Wait, what's the wording on sending? Oh, if target's on different plane, 5% chance the message doesn't arrive.
Yeah.
That's pretty good odds.
Yeah, honestly, it's 1 out of 20.
Yeah, just don't roll a 1. Smile.
Forehead.
But the actual spell telepathy would work. Wait,
What
no.
level is that spell?
Must be the same plane? Oh, never mind. It needs to be same plane too. Wow. Okay, never mind.
And is that a homebrew spell? Because I'm not familiar with it.
Is it a... It just says sources PHB, player handbook, of just straight telepathy.
It could be interesting.
Could be from a new one.
All right, I'm just going to move you to this map. So while I do all of my finagling, we can set the stage here. The sizing isn't perfect yet. This is a work in progress.
Just chill.
Okay, a little tower, a little watchtower.
It's a arcane tower. Like a 6-story structure. There's a small staff that works here in terms of keeping the place safe and doing whatever practice. Because like in addition to being a place for experiments in the prime material plane instead of out in inside the demi plane, because sometimes that affects magic differently. Oh, did I get it? No, I didn't quite nail it. Damn it. Aligning things to grid is so much fun. I love it. It's my favorite.
I love align to grid. Pre-gridded maps.
You know what? That looks pretty good.
It's close enough.
That's not perfect, but that's pretty good. Okay, so people who are going on this little expedition include our 3 heroes.
And Puabi?
Whoop. Whoop.
We made it.
And then teachers will do Puabi. Whoop.
And any alpha sorcerer. Or wizard, I suppose.
Let me see if I have any pre-cooked. We cooked one in advance for you. NPCs here.
Can always use my mum's token. They just similar.
Oof.
I don't want to make things worse.
Damn.
Can I make a charisma roll to just interact with the staff around the tower and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be politicking, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
That's an
Business,
11.
business.
It's no lofty heights. I'm here. Smile.
Mhm.
So you are. Now piss off.
Give me an elven mage. Here we go. Here's an elven mage.
W.
And in a moment, she'll have a name.
Nice.
Oh.
Also, random thing that's not quite relevant, but I just remembered. Mantra this whole time would have been, feeding and keeping care of Nexi. If I low-key forgot that I had
what's
Nexi and Mantra,
funny?
wouldn't have forgot.
I actually had remind Mason about his pseudo dragon in
Yeah.
my notes for this episode. That's
Mhm.
actually on the agenda.
Same page. Would have been taking care of Nexi for sure.
Been here the whole time.
Yep.
I think the next is just sneaking more in every now and then, just having a fantastic time.
Bro.
Nexi's in their own plan.
I'm in the chill plane of existence, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a cool dimension?
All right, and we're gonna call her Finia na Valmis. Bam. Sorry, hold on. Rebam.
Damn.
Rebam. Okay, bam complete. Bam.
All right.
Thank you for your assistance, Lady Navalmis.
Always an honor. I'm curious what you're doing here. Professionally.
Conducting a little experiment. Wait, were they filled in or not? I was like, were you filled in or not at all about this?
Well, I did pitch it in the letter. Professionally, experiments, and personally, revenge.
Both noble pursuits. And you know what? We'll go with this mirror right here. Bonk.
It's glorious. This is our master of transmutation, Master Puabi. We'll be
His
monitoring
reputation
the
precedes
results.
him. She is, I'm not going to say excited because she's trying to play it cool, all that elven coolness. But Puabi has a good reputation as an excellent transmuter for human.
All right, everything's set up then. Time to start the high magic circle. Are you all ready?
I'll induct. And I will expend a 4th level spell slot, I believe, for this.
Okay. You activate the high magic circle.
And then I start casting the spell.
Garnet, you will also need to expend a spell slot to join the magic circle. Right. And then when you cast the spell, everyone who's connected to the circle can use their reaction to boost it. Athalor, you should go first since Garnet has the ridiculously based Arcana modifier.
I don't actually have extend, sir.
I don't. Okay.
Puabi will do it then. He'll burn a spell slot. He'll get in on it. All of them Wintiori have been sort of working on their high magic. Okay. He'll do the first modification, which is not very complicated. Whoop. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, a 17. That's fine. Then Garnet, go ahead and roll. This is one of those things where if you roll high, I'm not going to look it up. If you roll mid, I will look it up. You rolled a 26, I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah,
So,
don't need to do math for that.
with 2 extensions, that gives you 4 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That should.
Garnet,
And,
roll an Arcana check with advantage, please. From your Forbidden Studies, a 27. Okay. You would know that a mirror clone always spawns very close to wherever the person enters. And it really shouldn't take more than 5 minutes for them to find you.
Okay. I tell him that information.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Likely 4 minutes should be good enough then.
Okay.
I'll try waiting till, last few moments, I suppose. And also, the scroll is sending. Maybe try to sending when I'm in, like a couple minutes in or something. See if that works.
Okay.
Right.
Alright.
The 3 people outside here are all concentrating on the high magic conjunction spell. Phinia is watching and taking notes. Mason is concentrating on glass body. Nexi is staying here. And are you ready to step into the mirror?
Yeah, Mason walks really close to it, takes a deep breath. This whole mirror business is still a little bit anxiety inducing, but tries to calm himself down as much as he can, which he's pretty good at.
If you're still here, good luck.
Kind of nods to looking forward and steps into the mirror plane.
Okay. Just like last time.
Gem in hand.
The moment that you step through, instead of being in like a reflection of this room, you're in this tunnel of jagged facets. The entire walls made of this mirror stuff. Any light reflects till it is amplified, dangerously so. The light in the room on the other side is kept low so that it does not scatter and blind you. Noises tend to bounce all over the place as well. Upon your arrival, what do you do?
I think initially raise the gem, see if I see anything in the initial sightings of this place.
Okay. Right now, you see nothing. How long are you willing to wait?
I'm gonna be waiting until almost the whole 4 minutes is up, probably like 3 minutes, 30 seconds or so, approximately.
Okay. And from this side, you can see the other side. Normally, if you're on in the real world, you can't see into the mirror realm unless it's like your reflection coming to get you. But in the mirror realm, you can see through the mirror to the other side. Just rolling some dice here. Don't worry about it. Did I
love that one.
Completely, just out of professional curiosity?
Of course.
Garnet and Athlor, what's your passive perception?
16.
My passive perception is 15.
Okay.
Interesting.
Time is just passing by.
Yeah, I think upon maybe like a minute in, would take like a small step forward. See like what that does for the sound, if it attracts anything, changes anything.
There's noise of your glass foot striking glass on the floor. That's about it. Athalor and Garnet, without making any noise whatsoever, an enormous snake slithers down the stairs. The pincer, the stinger at the end of its tail, coated in blood, elvish blood. Roll for initiative.
What? Who invited this guy?
Come from the mirror?
No, it came from
Or
upstairs.
up the
And
stairs.
this should be
Oh, it
the
came from
only
upstairs.
mirror in the vicinity.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like I would
Mason?
see something or hear something if it tried to pass me through the mirror.
I'm going to have you roll for initiative as well if you haven't already.
Yeah, well, thinking.
What other experiments are happening in this tower?
Not that!
No, I'm able to like see out, you said, right? So
Yeah, so if
Okay.
you turn
Let's
around,
see.
you will see it immediately.
Okay, yeah. And there's no noise coming from out there, right? It's just visual?
It's very little noise. It's
Very little, okay.
muffled, I would say.
Okay. I would hear like a little something if I'm like, a foot or a step from the mirror and the fighting ensues, then okay.
All right. Phinia, at seeing this thing, is going to yell loudly at the rest of the building, doing a general like, hey, something's here. She then moves to the far wall Wait, no, she doesn't do that. She goes like she's about to move to the far wall, but instead moves to body block Athalor. And then casts mage armor on herself. She's giving you the get down, Mr. President. Mason, roll. Yeah, you know what? You can just look over your shoulder if you want. And you can see this thing. You would have heard Finia yell.
Yeah, because I'm saying, 'cause I wouldn't really have line of sight like on the creature from behind the mirror, right?
Correct, but you would see Finia like moving forward, casting the spell, and interposing herself between Athalor and something on the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think with that in mind, seeing that something is happening out there. Okay, after how long of being the mirror would this be?
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. Yeah. Would come step back out through the mirror, I think, and
10 feet of movement.
Yeah. It's like what's happening? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, you'd see it immediately upon stepping out of the mirror.
You're still invisible, right?
Yeah. It would be invisible.
Are you here again?
I heard
snake.
Something.
What?
I guess we'll just toss a
Very serpent pilled.
toss a firebolt at it. Okay, well, natural.
Roll. Do you want to burn a luck point, or do you want to roll on the wheel of fun?
This guy.
I'll roll on the wheel of fun, sure.
Roll
What's the
1d60, please.
1d60. 28.
28 on the wheel of fun.
Magical wanker's cramp.
You have contracted ligma.
Oh yeah, do I still have tetanus? What happened there? No, I
that
got
would be
cured,
cured
right?
by now.
Yeah, I got cured.
It's easy to cure. Roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay. 23.
Okay. Because both of you made your saving throws, your minds are not swapped for 1d4 rounds.
Oh, okay.
Soft minds.
Holy shit.
Will that be all, Mason?
Yes, for now.
Okay, cool. Next up, we have Puabi. Puabi is going to... disintegrate.
Oh, very good.
It's a good opener, you know?
Yeah, why not?
It's a great way to start a conversation. This is a dexterity saving throw. It has advantage on
gum
this.
slapping.
It has failed. A thin green ray arcs from Puabi's outstretched finger. It strikes the huge snake, which glows brightly for a moment and loses a significant chunk of its integrity. Physical integrity, not, you know. Garnet, go.
I have something called protection from poison in my inventory. I can't remember if this is a scroll or potion.
It's probably a potion.
Is it bonus action to consume those?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to use my bonus action to consume that.
Okay, chug.
And I want to step in front of Athalor.
So where you are here, this is one of those staircases that sort of starts at the top and then goes all the way down.
Oh, it's at
so
the
like
top.
this is a like if you're here, you can't see it. If you're back here, you can see it.
Oh.
And it gets lower and lower as it goes down this way. Each floor is 20 feet
Okay.
above each other, so I think each of these squares is roughly like each square is 5 feet higher than the last in this way. So right here, this is 20 feet up from here to here. What would you like to do?
Oh, maybe I'll move here.
Yeah, you'd have line of sight from there. And you are 15 feet away.
And I just kind of want to be in a protective stance of trying to intercept the snake. So I'll just hold a thunder wave.
If you
Uh,
hold a spell, it will break concentration on the spell you're currently concentrating on, because you have to concentrate on holding a spell.
Wait, protection from oh, like the magic circle. I'm concentrating on that. Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot we were doing that. Wait, can we not drop it because we're done with the mirror
You can
stuff?
drop it. Oh, no, you have to carefully disconnect. If you just drop, something bad could happen to you.
Oh.
And it's a level
Legit?
it's a level 4 magic circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes 4 rounds to disconnect yourself safely. If you don't disconnect yourself safely, stuff can happen.
Use a Twilight Tendril, throw him back up the stairs.
Arcane backlash, all sorts of stuff. It's gnarly.
Oh.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you can't. It just means, there's a risk.
I don't want to do that. So would I have line of sight if I'm here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just pop there and I'll thunder wave him back up the stairs. How about that?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I guess level 4.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, thunder wave is the projection one, right? Or is it everywhere around me? I forgot.
It's a 15-foot cube, which means it'll, you know what, we can have, Nexie would have moved on Mason's turn. Nexie can
Oh,
be
yeah.
not in the blast
Yeah.
radius.
All right.
So that would hit it.
Okay.
All right. Kaboom! You are not in one-winged angel mode, so that would be 29 points of damage on a failed saving throw. It has magic resistance. It's going to make a constitution saving throw.
I'd cancel the advantage by using the heighten reaction.
Roll a Arcana check, and good eye.
Oh, okay.
Natural 20. You do, in fact, heighten this power, intensifying it in order to break through this creature's magic resistance. And the Thunderwave kills it. Already partially torn apart by the Disintegrate spell, this ruptures it, scales burst off, and a glistening black ichor leaks out instead of blood.
Nadamas, who's on the floors above us here?
Phinia immediately gets a realization on her face. This is the 5th floor.
Of 6.
No, yeah, this is the 5th floor. There's a 6th floor, which is the roof? Yeah, it's the roof. There was guards posted up there. No doubt they are dead now.
Mason, are you here?
I am.
Can you go scout this out while you're still invisible?
Yeah. And starts going up the stairs.
Up on the next
Dashing
floor,
up the stairs.
which I don't feel like loading right now because it's going to be a huge hassle, but it is the roof. There's a stone platform in the middle. That's actually where the teleportation circle is, so that's where you would have arrived originally. There are 4 torches all around it, and then crenellations so that anybody up top can look down and fire. There was an arcane archer up there on guard duty and a spell blade. Both of them are dead from the stinger. Must have pierced through them. It also looks like they were bitten afterwards. After they were dead.
Is there any indication that there was more than just the one thing?
Roll a perception check for a quick scan, an investigation check for a longer scan.
Just perception. Oh, natural 20.
No, this was the only one. Wherever it came from, it slithered up the wall in order to reach this place. It did so quietly.
Would go back down the stairs and say, yeah, there's a couple of bodies up there. Looked like they were killed by that thing. I think that was the only one. Must have slithered up the wall, I imagine. Somehow.
Okay, Mantra, while you still have that spell, can you put the mirror face down on the floor and scan us all with the eye?
Yeah, well, comply. We'll do that. Holds up
Okay.
the eye.
Everybody passes in this room.
Everyone's good.
Legend of Almas, this place is supposed to be secure. Vaguely, at least, right?
Yes.
What is this thing? Is this local fauna?
No, absolutely not. Nothing like this grows around here.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yes, please.
To-
Please go ahead and upstage the one that I just made. Do this with advantage.
Oh my god, you jinxed it.
Oh no.
Lamau.
Lucky die?
I guess I might as well. That would just give me one extra roll, right?
One extra roll.
All right.
Hey.
And a guidance, because I haven't used my action yet, was 10.
There you go. That breaks you over 20. This is a demon.
Is there like an origin to it?
It's a Nisroch demon. They are highly intelligent. They're often summoned by kings and lords in order to provide advice and guidance. They are very closely associated with Zethius. In fact, when Zethius sends forth a servitor into the world to do their bidding, this is one of the stronger forms. They have dangerous poison, they have spell casting abilities, and they can drain secrets from creatures under the effects of their poison. They can drink the secrets from them.
What the fuck? Does anyone look affected by? You said a couple people were bit.
The
Yes.
bodies upstairs were stabbed by the stinger and then bit afterwards.
Damn, what did they know?
What was being researched here? Legend of Almas?
War magic for the most part, nothing extremely sensitive. Honestly, with the war against Ioth Ghosts, we've been primarily a lookout station. But you know what? The one thing that they certainly would have learned from that? The pattern of the teleportation circle. Both guards would have known it.
How easy is it to just redesign it or change it?
It takes a year. In order to create a new teleportation circle, you need to cast the teleportation circle spell in a special manner in the same spot for a year straight, every day. Modifying it may take a quarter, which is 90 days.
Is there a protocol for this? So just destroy it? Don't want people just teleporting on top of your watchtower, right? Enemies?
Yes. No, there's yes. No, you're
Or additional countermeasures on top of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Containments.
Yes. Normally we put a large stone slab with a layer of lead over it if we want to hold it sealed, or additional magical traps and such. This creature did not arrive that way, otherwise countermeasures would have deployed.
Change the hour at which you rotate the guard schedule as well.
Yes. Excuse me. And she goes downstairs to check on everybody else and start implementing some of those security changes.
Mason, did you see anything in there?
No, not a thing. Didn't hear anything, see anything. It was certainly different than, the reflection of the room back at the academy. I think if there, I don't know, was something there, I might have seen it by a couple of minutes.
Because of the presence of this entity and the playing of a Streamloots key, I must once again offer you the Fang of Knowledge bargain. You may either gain 1d8 on a knowledge check of some kind, but whatever you learn, Zethius also learns. And you use that on your exams once. That is not going to work again. Or
can't choose it twice.
Either your next enemy this session gains advantage on you, or Zethius reveals a dangerous secret to a hostile realm. So either you learn and he learns, or Zethius uses knowledge against you.
Think in a moment. What if we took the knowledge roll and we used it to try and approximate this creature's path? Because Zethius presumably knows that already.
I'm down.
Like where it came from?
Yeah. If we like look over the edge of the tower, maybe have a look at how it managed to make its way up.
Mm-hmm.
Cepheus would presumably already know that.
Most likely, yes.
They can have some duplicate knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Do a nature check, because this is about the surrounding territory.
Garnet's probably got higher intelligence than me if you'd like to indulge me.
Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And add 1d8 to that.
Okay. Huge.
18. While in the current infernal racked world of Anakra, it is possible for demons to just run rampant and just exist and be found in the wild. You know that this creature can teleport at will. Only itself, but it can travel across the world. It can teleport as many times as it wants to. It is likely that it teleported here somewhere within a mile of this place. Probably closer. Ostensibly a place because it suffers the same risk of failure, teleportation failure, that wizards do and spellcasters do. So in order to succeed, it has to have been here or have a piece of the place. And it had not taken any damage when it appeared.
If it could have come from anywhere, is there any marking on this creature's body? Presumably where it was slithering through its previous environ. Sand or mud or maybe some dust.
Roll an investigation check.
14. Dizzying.
Yeah. Pine needles, dirt that is local to the area, slightly wet, slightly damp. Probably started out somewhere more damp and then moved to through drier land.
Maybe a cave.
The locals would be able to do a security run on this on your behalf, both saving you time and preventing me from having to do a map of the local area, which I don't have prepared.
Yeah, I'll pass on the information to Naval on this.
It will take them a while, probably after this scene, but what they're going to come back to you with is it came from a stream that is around a rock out of line of sight of the tower. Just like not even a cave or anything, just a little somewhat secluded place that they know of that's near this stream but cannot be seen from the tower.
Whoever sent this here or it had already known about the defenses in the area or how to get past them.
Seemingly so. I don't know if it was directly linked with the serpent. So I don't know if it needs to debrief what information it gathers or if it's just immediately transferred. I would have to assume the latter.
Probably.
As if it acts as some manner of avatar or representative.
Is there anything else you want to do while you still have the glass body spell active?
No, I think I would have, I guess taken a bunch of time doing other stuff with it active, like scouting upstairs and talking about all of it, so probably it would come to an end.
Okay.
Master Bob, if you could destroy this mirror, please.
Well, I've already used my only disintegrate, but I'm sure I have something else I could come up with. And he will...
Does Garnet, as he says that, Garnet will just stab her fingers and cast Shatter on it.
Oh, W. I forgot you had Shatter.
Care about the damage.
The perfect application. All you've done is make enormous noise inside this tower. These are both very loud spells that you've cast.
Well, it'll help with the snake problem.
Productive yelling.
Wabi is going to get out some vials and very carefully collect some ichor.
Usually alchemists will be interested. Oh,
Certainly.
maybe Cyrus would want some.
No.
Don't want him working with weird snake blood.
Oh, let him be the healer guy. I don't want him to get into poisons. What if he gets vindictive or something?
But he'd make such a cute bog witch.
No.
Those are your enemies.
I don't think Garnet's wanting for offensive options.
She has no trouble offending. Is there anything else that you want to do while you're here?
No, I think that'll about do it.
Okay.
Yeah, back.
Navalmis will say her farewells to all of you, promises she's going to bring word of this to the warden and the ruling the Cothamori, yeah, and alert them to this and see if they can track any sort of details about it. Other than that, Puabi will inscribe the teleportation circle, and all of you return back to Ioth Academy, unhurt and uncloned, which is ideal.
When we get back, Mesa will ask Puabi, did you observe or notice anything about the mirror while I was in there? I don't know what you could have seen, but maybe something.
I did not.
Good sign then.
Yes, this is very promising. I believe that the concepts are solid. There's no reason, aside from the vagaries of magic itself, to think that this isn't working.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to, in the future, proceed with the assumption that it is working. But, yeah, on to other matters then.
I will speak to the Tower of Divination as well, and I will speak to the artificers about making this longer lasting.
Thank you for your help in this.
He bows, nods to the other two, and then will be on his way. Do you have any business upon your arrival?
Nothing major.
Okay.
You can book exchange with Cryas when it's convenient.
Yes, he will bring you a spell book, a very old spell book, bound in leather. It's not cow leather. It's
elf
from
leather.
some other creature. It is a book of high-level necromancy spells, including some third circle stuff. One of those is the clone spell, which you can look up in the compendium.
Sweet.
The exact
Clone.
Clone. And I'll go over it briefly here with you. It consumes a diamond or other gem worth at least 1,000 gold and 1 cubic inch of flesh of the creature to be cloned. And the canopic jar or growth pod or whatever you want to call it, the container in which the clone will develop, costs 2,000 gold and has to be large enough to hold whatever, be sealable and have all sorts of magical and alchemical properties so that it can grow the body and not kill it. It grows to full size after 120 days. You can choose to have it younger than the creature currently is. A younger
Kid
version.
Elno is a bestie of ours.
How does that work for like trying to grow an elf? Because they don't age right.
They still age, just much, much longer. It just takes them a lot
so is
longer.
it the same? Is it the same amount to make an adult? 120 days.
Yes, because it still takes 120 days to grow the body. Anytime after the clone matures, if the original creature dies and the soul of the creature is willing and free, the soul immediately transfers to the clone and the clone comes to life.
Well, we don't have a cubic inch of Elno.
Correct. You could do some noodling yourself. Appleor could try to see what he can come up with from his necromantic studies. Or you could talk to good old Inkashush.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a hear me out is like Inkashush and his little like werewolf thing he's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably got like a really good sense of smell, right? For blood
Mhm.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
If I got him to like sniff around the area where she exploded, maybe like a piece of something went flying and he could
It
like
has
suss it out.
been some time.
Yeah, okay, I figured. Yeah.
So I'm not saying no to your idea. I'm saying no because decomposition. Any other hear me outs?
I've got one that's disgusting, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it, so I'm going to put it in chat in the break.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
What about the flesh of the shadow version of someone? Can you take that over? But like, if she's
Lord.
not alive, does she even still have a shadow person? Like, how does that work?
That's a good question. That's a
Okay,
good
you can
question.
think about it.
Okay. No. You can think about it.
Also, what about us? How do we feel about a second shadow window?
Hmm.
Because I mean, I think you've got more than a cubic inch in there.
Would there be some way to clone another body and do something to like trick the soul into thinking that that is like the right clone to go into?
All right.
Change your social security number.
Let's go one at a time here. Kind of in order that it was brought up. The thing about shadows, my jewel, is that even though they're more ephemeral and less long lasting, they're much easier to conjure up or even fake. It's entirely possible that even though Elnau is gone, with the right magic and the right words, you could call back her shadow, call back a shadow version of her. And we've seen there are ways to take what isn't real and make it real.
Right. Okay.
Athalor. There would be a lot of alchemy involved in what you're talking about because the absorption wasn't literally eating. It was like this magical absorption. But it's completely unprecedented territory. But what you're thinking about could be investigated. Mason, you know that the clone spell, that vessel is perfectly suited for that soul, which makes it very easy to work. You don't know, just with the knowledge you already have, you haven't really studied necromancy in huge detail. You don't automatically know if there's an answer to that question. But it is something that you could research, either by talking with Athalor and going through all like the Libris Mortis and stuff like that, or by talking to Inkashush. So that is an avenue of research you could pursue.
Okay.
Because I think the plan the plan was to do that ritual, right? And to put her soul into the ring of mind shielding.
Dead. The stream's dead.
No.
We are back. We are
We're
so back. We have never been more back.
But perhaps we could combine those ideas, get a shadow version of her, and use the clone on the shadow version, and then get her actual soul, and put it into the
Make
shadow her.
Use all those components to create a more complete version of her.
Yeah.
Mason was offered a fleshy replacement of Elnau.
A mirror, but it's like a mirror one. So
Would the flesh be real enough to put the old Elnau inside?
yeah, like if you take a piece of shadow Elnau or mirror Elnau, does the mirror's shadow attribute transfer to the clone, or is it completely human that we're making?
Well, this isn't something that you've really tried before, dear, but my thought is, if you were able to make me real, you could do something along those lines, something to replicate that to that piece of shadow.
It says it's inert. So in what's the context of inert duplicate? in
It
this
just means it's a
spell?
body without a soul. It is a body with a little bit of
Oh.
vital energy in it to keep it that's stabilized by the container, but there's no psychic energy. There's no lattice of psychic and vital energy inside it to animate it. It's
So
functioning.
presumably it wouldn't hold the personality or quirks or something like a shadow or mirror L now.
The body wouldn't. That's why the soul would. If the thing is, if you can recreate Elnau's body, then that's the perfect vessel, and you won't have any trouble trying to get her into there. If you try to put her soul into something else, it will be more complicated. Not impossible, but more complicated.
When that extends to shadow or
free,
yeah.
it says as long as the soul is free and willing to return. So as long as she's willing to go to the body, maybe that's all we need.
No, you'd still need to reconstitute the soul at this point because it's been too long. Like it normally
But
what
like we'd
happens
still do
is-
the ritual, but it's
Yes.
just like getting from the ring to the clone. We would
Yes.
just
Or
go.
you could make the clone first and then do the thing, and instead of putting her into the ring, put her directly into the clone. There's a variety of options here.
Yeah, true.
I would assume with any mirror or shadow L now that a little bit of the shadow or mirror component would be in the new body, because like the way that clone works is like it's that perfect vessel, so it not being that,
Well,
there's like
you know,
guaranteed to be imperfections in it.
Garnet, you brought your loving, trusting, ever faithful and adoring mentor to life using devil blood. And that
she was
may have
already shadow
changed
though.
her a little bit, but she was still herself regardless of that.
Yeah.
And never once gave up on you.
But she was already like shadow though, right? So like
Yeah.
that wasn't like it's not like the same kind of comparison, I would think.
Not
here?
one to one.
Presumably she wasn't a shadow of someone who previously existed in the material plane.
Yeah.
She was a native denizen entity, a different kind of thing. There had never been a
But-
real version of her before.
Even with that, the evidence of the demon blood changing her a little bit, I think it goes to show that
I
that would
think at that
probably occur
point-
in this.
I would just give her my blood because that was always an option, but we didn't want to have her have my powers and whatever the fuck else. So we just said devil blood. But I think for Elle now, Garnet would easily just give her blood to reconstitute her, and it would make sense with the powers transferring or whatever.
100%.
Oh, is there, for the sake of stupid question, is there a transmutate or any kind of high level spell where you can just change your body to be the body of someone else?
Yeah.
Like alter self doesn't. It seems like more of an appearance thing,
What
but I
you
mean, like
want
truly be
is
the body
shape
of.
change. One word, shape change.
Oh, at 9th level. Holy.
You assume the form of different creature.
I'm just going to throw a little hand grenade into the conversation here. We do have some fairly powerful biological material in the
Wait,
form
which
of Rialto's blood.
Bruh.
This is getting crazy.
If anyone wants to just hot potato that little hand grenade there. Of course, clear it with Rialto.
There's also the polymorph spell, by the way, which is much lower level. And
Does that work?
yes, it might.
Certainly.
It'd probably be something riffing on that theme. Let us go to break on the idea of reviving her with a goddess's blood. You can type
Surely they'll
whatever
have no
whatever
consequences.
questionable thing you were contemplating into the chat.
Yeah.
And we'll all be back in a few minutes. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Hi, we're still live. Ah. Okay.
Well, we're magic users. We don't need a fucking sword to go through planes. We just wish our way there. We're spellcasters.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the magical I'm thinking of the stabby properties.
I don't have any stabby things, but
Yeah.
you just blast them.
And my last stabby thing, I put in Mantra's mouth.
That, you know?
Good night, everybody.
How many?
Oh, me instant regret sentence.
The emotional roller coaster of this episode is breaking my brain. Okay. Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
What an excellent time to use a Raidspiration.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and knock that one off immediately.
Oh, we're starting strong, boys and girls.
Oh, now you get the double ones. It's not me anymore.
What am I, Alex?
Do you have any more nonsense in your bag of tricks?
Yeah, I do have 2 extra.
I just
lucky
want to
die.
test. Yeah, it's a you problem.
Okay, here's my lucky die. That one's
Oh.
better. It's a skill issue. What can I say?
Skill issue.
Let's say Mia Hethil, because he's right in the middle of 3 player characters. So, you know, him in particular.
I take it the burning didn't kill it.
Yeah, roll 1d10, but it's fire resistant, so. Bonk.
Where is Mr. Reaction with a ward guy?
He used it. That shit's gone.
Oh, gone for
Bonk.
forever?
Well, until his next long range. A long rest.
La 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 la. La la la.
Don't need no wards for dealing with these fucking idiots.
That should be one of your sub sounds on your channel.
That should be. Really should be.
Well, so much for my terrifying monster. Guess I'll just, you know, die.
Pulls pin, throws pin.
I would like to sit on the saddle of the cavalier and misty step myself onto the horse.
Oh damn! That's what, you got that for your birthday.
What the actual are you doing?
I'm riding a horse.
I'm
Dude.
on a horse. You're on a Gracie horse, but you're on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
Okay, you teleport onto the fiend, this burning horse of evil, with the saddle, which wraps itself around. And according to the saddle of the cavalier, you can't be dismounted against your will, and attacks against it have disadvantage.
And I'm gonna talk to it in Infernal, because I know Infernal to try and have the horse be friends with me.
Great, now I have to roleplay a horse.
So it's just this guy trying to be summoned.
He's trying to summon himself.
I will go have my shadows teabag the teleportation zone. Proceed to teabag.
I need you
in
to
an
roll,
effort to taunt.
I need you to roll a persuasion check to convince the Phoenix Knights not to immediately smite the hell beast that you're riding on.
The horse I'm on? Well, it's because I'm riding the horse. They need to be persuaded not to
Yeah,
dismount
because it's
me?
evil. It's a fiend. It's in league with the Infernals. It is an abomination that must be purged.
But this
A
is
mal-
a baby.
A malevolent. It's not a baby. As it as it paws at the crushed skulls of the devils.
Eats the corpse of its former rider.
The two Phoenix Knights sort of look at each other,
It's fine.
and they're going to steel themselves against the malevolent force attempting to run. It doesn't do anything for you.
Oh,
Yep. Sorry. It doesn't stack to
What?
become immunity.
okay.
They
I
give
will
you one
it
anyways
to-
because like they don't necessarily know, but yeah, everybody now has one potion of necrotic resistance.
I'll just slide mine over to Athalor.
All right,
There
you
go.
have 2 potions of necrotic resistance.
You got a lot of potions on you. You're the potion guy.
Potion
Thanks.
seller.
I didn't elect to become a potions guy, but hey, I'm not that magical anymore. So might as
Yeah,
well.
what else do you do? Am I right? So-
I'll carry the keg.
Got a celebration Gatorade that you can hose us with after. Iron flask.
Pop a cork out.
Don't ever do that motion again.
Why?
Disadvantage.
You're underneath, you know, wrench, screwdriver, acetylene torch, and you manage to connect. Now you're gonna have to get it over all these traps and pits and stuff. But on the other hand, you have a flying barbarian.
You have a flying
Yep,
dwarf.
flying barbarian. Oh, that's exactly how we're going to
weaponized
implement the
flying
ballista, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here I thought you were gonna attach it to the ship, but no.
No.
I
Flying
am
Valkyrie
this ship,
style.
baby.
Oh yeah.
Airstrike. Yeah, you trigger the
We're gonna roll into Avernus, and we're not gonna actually have any kind of like doom buggy. We're all gonna be riding on top of just Crozet floating around riding a ballista.
How did you get a blip? No, it's just a flying dwarf.
Fly me close up. I want to hit them with my sword.
Who are we?
The companions of the Crimson Chain. All right.
Memory and the form, physical or otherwise, of the Internal Revenue Service.
I'm gonna kill the IRS. I'm gonna justice the IRS.
My kind have a very particular set of laws on violence. We call it our terms of service. Despite what my terms of service.
All right, so your armor's broken, you're exerted, you're in the middle of a pile of enemies. It is now your side's turn. How would everybody like to act? Mr. Sir Thomas automatically moves over to Zone 8.
I need to keep taming, or I'm
I'd like
gonna
to
die.
use my turn to give an encourage advantage to Lemon with some inspiring bardic words.
All right, I don't think that is how this works, but it's a time-honored
Bardic
tradition, so
inspiration.
yes,
What-
bardic
what else can a
inspiration.
fucking bard do?
Always bardic inspiration. It's always valid.
Alright.
You
have a bow!
Tamer, you've got this. These wolves you'll dismiss. With treats and some kibble, you'll leave them remiss.
What?
You're gonna do great!
Quiet down. Are you guys dating? Are you guys a thing?
Mason doesn't respond.
Time and place, Garnet.
Wait, is Francisco saying that?
Yes.
I mean, a maze is quite a romantic date. Right?
Mason, you saved her. Oh, see, like Mason's the one who did all the work. These are like his dogs, and he led us here, and he really was so worried. And we fought this big thing earlier, and Mason was just so cool.
Oh my god, the vouch.
Thank you for the lampo.
Roll to vouch. Persuasion or deception, your choice.
Mason will try to say some of those things are true. You said to
Said I'm
look.
intimidating, and I gotta be more.
Oh.
Less of that. And
No. I don't think you have to be less of that. It's just that you are, and that's okay. But
I don't want to just be okay. I want to be amazing for a mate or whatever.
amazing for a mate.
Yeah.
Garnet, out here trying to fuck.
Not that kind of mate. Like a crewmate. A life crewmate.
Sus.
Like a mate.
Wow.
Mason and Athalor. Welcome back to episode 164 of Ioth Academy. If God wanted to stop us, he would have done so by now. I'm tormented by gnomes, joined by Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. And when last we left our heroes, they were scheming against the very forces of nature in order to revive the Archmage. They just completed some experiments with mirror magic, were attacked by a serpent demon. And yeah, now they're cooking various atrocities. I do have some other things that can happen this session. Do you want to go back to the cooking that you were doing? Was there a line of thought you wanted to continue pursuing?
Yeah, polymorph or shape change. What are you allowing? So I know like Mason could do polymorph, but probably can't do the challenge rating that L now is at.
Right.
So we'll just ask around of. I guess like, are you gonna allow polymorph, or is that something we have to research and roll
I also
for?
don't have polymorph.
Polymorph
you have alter
would
self?
be
Yeah, I have alter self.
polymorph would be like it wouldn't work by itself, you know. Did my chair sink again? It did. a body polymorphed to be L now would work better than some other random body. So if we're talking about a vessel for her to inhabit, let's go ahead and have Athalor and Mason roll Arcana checks, and or you may consult Inkishush, because this clones and souls stuff would be relevant to his field, but it would also be extremely relevant to the stuff you've been reading, Athalor.
I will place a circle down.
Oh, nice.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
That'll be, and I'll guidance
32.
myself. How far can we go? Can we get a 35 on the go? 3?
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
36.
we can.
Okay. You have an excellent, from your study of the Libus Mortis, your Tarsal Moore's notes, you've done a lot of research into souls and magic. In terms of vessels, the Ring of Mind Shielding works for any type of soul, but it does not allow them to wield their actual powers. It is a perfect vessel, but extremely limited. In terms of compatible vessels, her original body or a clone of her body is ideal. From there, the more different that the vessel is from her body / her self-concept, the more difficult it becomes, the greater the chance of rejection or something else happening. For example, if it is another Auri, another winged elf, that's a lot more likely to work than a dwarf's body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the closer it is to being her original body, the better. A body polymorphed to be her body would work better than a different Auri's body, but not as good as a grown clone or her original body. It'd be like one step removed.
Because shape change, you are the person with the abilities, and like you are that. And polymorph, you just look like them. So ideally, shape
No,
change.
polymorph does turn you into them. It just doesn't get, like, you do physically.
Yeah, you don't have the
change.
abilities.
Correct.
But shape change does have the ability. So we need to find someone who could shape change.
Right. The thing about shape change is that you cast it on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, self. Druid or wizards can do it.
Question. Can you dominate something without a soul?
No. Well, it targets any creatures. And there are creatures that don't have souls, and some of them can be dominated, but they are animate in some way. You cannot dominate an inanimate object.
I guess question for Lemon, is this shape change idea going to be like someone shape changes, then you get a chunk of their flesh and then use clone, or for something else? Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
By default, the shape change, the flesh would revert when it's removed from her. When it's removed from them. By default.
By default. There could be a way to preserve it as that?
Yeah, there's definitely possibilities. The other thing that you would have learned, Athalor, is that other suitable so aside from recreating her original body, you could put her into a construct. A properly prepared construct.
Like the one we've got in the West Office of the Headmaster's Tower.
Yes. that mithril golem is profoundly it's an exceptional piece of artifice, and it's very, very large, and it was designed to be powered by a titan's heart. So it would need more power, but her soul could definitely go into it. You could also craft a metal winged elf body for her, or summon her as an undead, which is not ideal for a variety of reasons, but could definitely work. Excuse me.
So we can get baseline suitability, presumably by finding a Alrai student, a woman preferably, and asking for a donation.
What if, like, and we don't know anything about Elnal's parents, right? If we just went to her mom and asked for a
You
body
know
part?
that
Her
that would
village was
actually,
taken
a
over,
clone of a
right?
relative would be definitely closer and better.
They're presumably all still alive because they're long-lived guys, unless they all perished at the hands of.
Well, her city kind of got genocided.
No, actually, it didn't, because of her.
Oh.
She saved the Rain Village of Hrydur by calling upon forbidden magic. She defied Vindur using that power, which is why he calls her a war criminal.
So we could go to Hrydur, find someone from her genetic line, and ask them from for a donation.
Or you could,
with the power of dominate person, take a donation.
Or
I
you
feel
could
like
do
we
the
should also
shadow thing.
give the news. Like, give the news that Elnal's passed, but we're working on it. I'm sure they'd be happy to give a thumb or something, you know?
Maybe they feel like the sage and like, oh, that's unnatural. You shouldn't do that.
You never know how much Storm Daddy's propaganda's got to him. He's got Fox News up there. Ika Elnau is a menace.
I want pictures of Ika Elnau.
Also, question: would Elnau coming back in anything other than like a body form, like in a construct or whatever, would that mess with her relation to like the head archmage of the academy at all, or
It would complicate it. According to your research, she should still be attuned to it because it's her. But it'll also
would it be like weaker?
Yeah, it might there might be some interruption the more different it is from her original body.
That's something to keep in mind.
So is it the soul? Wouldn't it be the soul that carries the power because it's your mind that knows matrices and stuff?
Yeah, but it's also like an item. It's attuned to you. It's not just knowledge of how to use it. It's also like you are physically connected to it.
Well, like, we're not worried about her not knowing spells and being dumb as a rock, right? Because she would just remember her spells. Okay.
The other option that you're currently looking at is the option of getting her shadow and turning a piece of it real.
Yeah. That too.
And using a variety of different types of blood or other substances as a catalyst for that process.
But I swear you said if someone's dead, their shadow dies as well because it's a reflection, right?
Yes, but you can use necromancy to call up their shadow. It's actually easier because the shadow isn't a full-fledged person. Like, it's not that super complex pattern of psychic and vital energy. It's the shadow of that thing. So if you go to the plane of shadow and use the right necromancy, you can bring back a person's shadow, even if temporarily.
Would Inkashush know about like that process, or would like Garnet just know more because of just shadow stuff? Or both combined?
Inkashush would know more about the raising part. It's unknown how much he would know about shadow. Shadow and necromancy overlap a little bit, so it's possible he'd know. He's a wizard. He could definitely get the spell you need to call up her shadow. A version of Raise Ghost or Raise Shade should do the trick.
Is it thematic if the divine spark of the Stormlord were to somehow power that mithril golem?
I'm putting my baby in a golem. Is that what you want?
Well, putting your baby, then putting your mama in the golem, you know, just a whole family affair.
It's so complicated. Just like emotionally complicated.
If you think about it, it's a borrowed baby. It's a rental.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Wait, can you even pull up the shadow of something that was voided?
That's a good question.
Like, no.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like if they don't exist, they just don't exist. Because
You don't even pass through the cycle.
Being dead.
Yeah.
And
there's like nothing left of you.
Hmm.
You've been erased. The only thing left of you is the memories that other people have of you.
yeah. I'm wondering if that's enough to generate a shadow. Because if so, Shadow Boris presumably has a heart. We already killed him once.
Dude, you're going so many layers here, so many levels of weird magic. I like it. I don't think you could research that. I think the only way you could research whether a voided creature has a shadow would be talking to Myrick, who not really available due to that exact problem, or talking to like one of the other void experts in the world, one of the other mask wielders, because otherwise, like, nobody's ever done that as far as you know.
Presumably, you just use the same sort of process to call them as you'd use for a shadow of someone who hadn't been voided, and then see if it
Theoretically.
worked.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be the easiest way to test it.
We call up Myrick again. Hey, just wondering if this was going to work. We were asking for advice on this exact thing, but since you're here,
remember that thing we did to you?
What's up?
But yeah, you could talk to Androstikar and see if he knows anything about that.
That Zoom call room to call Myrick.
Oh, go to the Vale in Irelek.
Okay, talking to Myrick would be insane.
I mean, I'm for it. Like, Athel's personally leading the way with the Mithril Golem because it's basically a perfect vessel that's already completed and would be a lot less fragile than an elf body for our headmistress.
It's also it's kind of a big lunking thing. Spellcasting in that would be challenging. Not impossible, but like doing somatic components would be challenging.
What's the highest level of spell that Elnar can cast?
I think she got up to 8. I don't think she got up to 9th level spells. Most of the wizards, most of the people at the school can't cast 9th level spells. Like the Sage and Ioth were the only ones that were 100% able to do that. Untermaler, everyone else, they're like close. Level 15, 16, but not 17. Academy. Teachers. Elna. Oh, right. She's in the folder of dead people. My bad.
Damn, what the fuck?
I have to keep these things organized, you know? Okay, she was 16th level. She was just shy of being able to cast 9th level spells.
Just in order of how I care to do this is the shadow part, because I think Garnet giving her blood would maybe give her a lot more power as well with the whole spark thing. And then, oh yeah, we said the shape change won't work unless we do
unless
some
you add
crazy
some
shit.
more, yeah, unless you add some more stuff to it, more complication.
So what was our other plan? So it's summon the shadow or the mirror,
Find
I
a
guess.
relative, shadow
Or the
clone,
relative.
mirror clone, relative. And the way to get the mirror clone is for Mason to voluntarily unite with Karn Scare and complete the circle.
Oh right, okay, never.
That
mind
was the that was the price on that.
So I guess plan A, shadow body. Plan B, go and tell Elna's mom she's dead and we need her ear. Or something. A little snip at the...
How does Garnet's blood factor into the shadow body? I think my brain skipped a beat.
So, in order to make a shadow real, they need...
Oh yeah, it needs to be fed like locally.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And you would just need her to be real long enough to collect some of her. Well,
Gonna let me
actually,
kill her?
there's two ways you could do this, Garnet. Either make Shadow Elnow real enough to take some flesh and then grow a clone from that, or make her real and then just put Elnow's soul,
Her soul.
into her shadow self.
Because like Lurgalay still had a soul, so I'd have to like kill her. I'd have to kill Shadow El now, who got turned into real.
Not necessarily. You might be able to use a spell to have them both be in there, or extract Shadow Elnow's soul and replace it.
I mean, we have soul caged before.
But yeah, you could just merge the two of them.
Hold up, one sec. Let me look up the soul cage again. It's been a while since I've ran down this path.
Can I summon a shadow that doesn't have a soul?
Here's the thing, shadows don't really have souls in the first place. Like a shadow of a person, like Shadow Inaros doesn't have a soul. He's just the shadow like he's not even like he's just cast on the wall. He stops existing sometimes. Like shadow versions of people aren't always around, and when they reappear, sometimes they've changed. It's always in flux.
So the process of becoming material from a shadow plane does not imbue one with a soul. Lurkley just had one already.
Lurkley was an exception. And she was able to become real. The process of making a shadow real is not well understood or studied, except for beings like Lurkley, who are shadow creatures who exist and have souls, but don't have physical bodies and can't enter the material world.
So
I mean,
collect a piece of her shadow, clone it. When she's cloned, give her blood. Is my thinking process here.
Now you'd need to give the shadow blood, otherwise it doesn't have flesh that you can collect and keep.
Oh.
Like if you went to the shadow plane and tried to just snip off a piece of Shadow Elnow, it would evaporate.
The blood first, you said?
Blood first.
Okay.
Then
And then
flesh,
whose blood?
then
Would it be like relative blood or relative's blood? Would that work best?
That's your choice. That is totally your choice.
Here we go. Garnets.
Realtas.
Realtas.
True.
Although I figured more just using Rialta's blood to create like a raw body to accept it, but maybe the divinity would get in the way. Gods, they're fucky wucky, aren't they?
Gods are the fucky wuckiest of them all.
That one might cause some issues. I mean, it seems like in theory, at least, like a family member's blood would probably be best for that.
Don't they still have my blood that's purified? But they're
They do.
like fucking around with. We
Yeah.
could just use that
Although
in case we're worried about Shadow Baby and other bullshit. I don't know if that matters, but it's purified blood. So. I guess I'm
Yeah,
just
that-
worried about the materialized shadow having sentiments about
Being alive. Existing. I mean, I figure maybe that's why we could maybe we could skip the cloning process and kind of just, like you said originally, just kind of push our soul into it, but when it becomes real. Because presumably it wouldn't gain a soul when we bring it to a material plane. But it might have enough willpower to resist being harvested, as it were. But then we got to potentially deal with some shadow implications of Elle now. But she was a fairly dark lass to begin with. She was a void wielder.
Oh, I can just like give the shadow blood, but have like sleepy meds, so that when it spawns human
nap
fleshy,
time.
which is a little sleeping beauty moment where we would just do the soul transfer or whatever. And
Tainted love. Whoa.
there's not like a spell of like soul suck.
Look up magic jar.
Ooh.
the spell.
Activate my trap card, Magic Jar.
What does Pot of Greed do?
Your soul leaves it and enters a container used for the spell's material component. Oh, so it's like soul cage, but soul
Except
jar.
you can steal somebody's body.
Yeah.
Keep reading. There's some important details in there.
That's a lot of words. That's a whole book.
It's a very complicated one, that's for sure.
What does it say in the material component? Does it have to be a jar? Could it be any container with a lid? Could you have a wok? A soul wok?
I think it can be a gem. It doesn't have to actually be a jar. Magic jar is just like the sort of conventional term.
Yeah. So it's a gem, crystal, reliquary, or some other ornamental container worth at least 500 gold.
A la Crusade.
Yeah, it lets you possess people. So you put your soul in the jar. Then from the jar, when somebody's nearby, you try to possess them. If you succeed, your soul goes into their body and their soul goes into the jar. And now you're walking around in their body. It's only second circle necromancy.
Fucking liches, man.
So there's no soul suck without the trading card thing. Like
Let's see about
just
soul cage.
eliminate soul spell.
Obliterate soul. Oh, that
Yeah.
spell's probably somewhere.
Yeah.
That spell is actually
that's the Millennium Eye ass shit right there. Where's Yuki's grandpa gone?
Soul Cage works when they die. So the Soul Cage spell is at the moment of their death, you trap their soul instead of it going on to the cycle.
Oh, so just like once we imbue it with blood, just like fill the blood with poison. So as soon as like they materialize, they get poisoned and just immediately die, and then we activate Soul Cage.
Yeah, that can
Or
work.
something.
That's theoretically possible. Garnet, roll an Arcana check.
Uh-oh.
Does that lose all the vital energy if they die?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
No.
Oh.
No. I'm using a luck die. Oh my god. Whoa.
Whoa. No. Wait.
Wait. Hey, a 13 is still a 13, okay? It's not the 2 that you're seeing. It's a 13. That's like an average Athalor roll.
Yeah, this feels like some 13 roll level Arcana right here.
Yeah.
Fireball go boom.
There is dark magic that not even you have begun to mess with.
Yes.
There is a spell called Extinguish Soul. It is also 6th level, and you cast it on a creature that is dying or has died in the last minute. You destroy its soul completely and draw power from it. It will corrupt you.
Oh. I was
It is-
aroused. I am no
it's
longer.
That
can't
kind
cast
of
this level
it's that kind of
anyway.
magic. The material component is the tears of a widow or widower or a broken prisoner. You know,
Well,
that kind of magic.
how does Garnet's mum feel about crying?
I could tell her a lot of shit that would make her cry. So there's a lot of things that would upset her. Wait, so when a body dies, its soul doesn't just fuck off? Can't we just kill the new body and?
It takes about a minute for the soul to leave. That's why the revivify spell works, and that's one of the few reliable forms of resurrection magic. If you can get to the body within a minute, you can cast revivify and just get back in there.
Oh,
And bring
okay.
it
So
back.
then we just blood up the shadow body, kill it on arrival, transfer new soul.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Imbue blood with instant death.
So, prep work for this would be doing the ritual first and using the Ring of Mind shielding as the effective perfect storage for our little token of El now. Then we'll work on the body while the soul is stored.
Yeah, because we probably don't want the body to decompose too crazy.
There's a lot of easy magic you can use to stop it from decomposing.
Oh, okay.
Very basic magic, very basic necromancy and other things.
I casted this fucking freezer I found in a dumpster at 4th level.
Also helpful
God
if you
damn
need to
it.
survive a nuclear explosion. That's what Indiana Jones taught me.
So we definitely want to do the body first, or you're saying we
There's-
should probably do the body first?
There's no need, yeah, there's no need to do it in any particular order. In fact, having the body ready to go could make the soul reconstitution spell easier. The presence of the
Mhm.
body is a mental focus and a spiritual focus.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
game.
I'm game.
All right.
So you will need to travel to the plane of shadow.
Wait.
Did you not realize that part? did that one skip your mind in the whole shadow plane?
Yeah, a little bit.
So the first part of our holiday to Spain is that we're going to be traveling to Spain.
Ooh, is there a way we can do a holiday in Spain without going to Spain?
Okay, bitches got raise ghost, raise shade, and there's no raise shadow spell. Raid shadow legends.
There
At
is
fourth
a
level?
Raid Shadow Legend spell, but it will not get the exact person you need.
The following perversion of a cycle of life and death is brought to you by our sponsor.
Okay, we could probably
have-
just portal in her office, and maybe she's just like being chilling in her office, and then we don't have to like, oh, she's not here, and then leave immediately.
By default, her office is sealed against the plane of shadow. In fact, everywhere
Oh,
in the school is sealed except for the practice room.
Okay, fuck. So where the fuck would she even be?
Shadow Underwood.
What? Why?
Shadow on Road might make sense because, you know, that's where she
That's
does.
That's where her dust remained.
Damn, the dust.
Or places relevant to her life, like Mount Keithior. That's the mountain that she
got a nice flat top now.
Got a nice flat top now. The one that she obliterated to kill an infernal dragon.
I think only Shadow Onderwood would be so cooked.
Yeah, I think anywhere else, ideally. Like on the list, it's a maybe, but it's a maybe brackets. Please don't.
You could try to find her home, the Rain Village of Krydor. She never talked about it very much. This would be a history check with advantage if you took the Sky Kingdom class, which I don't think any of you did.
What about like a small hear me out?
Always
while
open
we
to hear
do like the ritual, right? We're like kind of
Mm-hmm.
bringing her soul to a vessel, whatever, using memories and trauma and whatever. Would that not sort of also inspire the soul or / the shadow to be in the vicinity? Because it's probably going to follow the soul to some. So then we would just like teleport to the shadow realm as soon as we do the soul suck, and then maybe she'll be there.
Like you're cooking.
That's not a bad idea. She's not going to be anywhere. You're going to have to cast Raise Shade in order to make her shadow reappear.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it in a place of significance to her, it'd be something like if you did the reconstitution ritual in the plane of shadow, then you could do the Raise Shade at the exact same time and have like the optimum chance of success. You could even try to make it so that the shadow and the soul are one and the same, preventing it from having like a shadow identity. Otherwise, you have to do the ritual in the mortal world and store the soul, or simultaneously be raising the shade on the other side. You know what I mean?
Because we could do it in the shadow practice room. Because isn't there like escape keys or like security measures?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot exactly what they were, but it was like a secret word that I would say that would pull me out of the shadow plane.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody. out of the shadow plane.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do the ritual in the shadow study room in shadow plane and hope that if shit doesn't work out, we can just leave.
And she
immediately.
made that place, so there would be an inherent resonant connection to that place as well.
Did we need help for this ritual? Because I got the notes, but I don't know if that was something I could actually do.
Probably Inkishus to cast a raised shade, unless you happen to have that one in your
Yeah.
books. So I
Okay.
assume that
we
he's
can-
probably the best candidate to cast a raised shade, as none of us had full-time necromancers.
It's a level 4
Dabble.
spell. It may be wise to have the sage there because dreams and memory, that's kind of her whole thing, and that's part of what you're using to reconstitute the spell.
Hmm. So we're thinking of pulling this all at once.
And maybe Puwabi to help with the body creation.
Like, how?
I haven't really thought any more than that he's an expert on transmutation.
Oh.
I thought the body kind of generated spontaneously when the shade is supplied with the vital energy of the blood.
Theoretically, that should be how that works. Yes.
Okay. Then we could just do that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe bring some security, like into Shadow Realm, maybe, or at least on the outside while we do shit.
Probably.
We're raising the shade, feeding the blood in the Shadow Realm, and then transferring the soul into the body, and then bringing all of us back to mortal plane.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go in there, raise the shade, and weave the soul. Give the blood. Fusion Ha.
Okay. Only question here is, where does Garnet concentrate? Because Garnet's got the imprint we need for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
But
You will
also,
have to use your concentration on the ritual, Garnet. Like, you were the person who was closest to it. You will have to concentrate on the ritual. 100%.
Inkashush does the raise thing.
yeah,
he can
and,
raise the shade.
Shadow.
and
Then
we'll
we'll have
take
vials of
Garnet's
my
blood.
blood.
Yeah, we'll take Garnet's blood in advance, and we'll deal with the body. And Garnet has to concentrate on the soul, probably
So-
with the sage's help.
Here's
Yeah, it
the
might be
question.
good for the sage to guide.
Is the Shadowgate spell concentration?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. But
We
you
have the emergency exit button,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
So just open us up, go in there, close it, exit button.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're done.
Okay.
That's what it was, right? Like an exit button?
You say the word and it just like shuts it down and ejects you back into the material plane.
Okay.
Now, next question. When are you going to do this? Because
Now. Oh, I don't know. The session? I don't know. Next session?
well, yeah, there's this session, next session and stuff. But the thing is, the date that you do it could matter. For example,
For any specific holy days coming up.
the days
my
that are coming up
Same birthday.
are Calor's Day, which is a Bronfan holiday. The High Feast of Zalar, Zalar's Day, which is also the date of, I think, all three miracles. Yeah, all three. No, yeah, all three miracles is on. All three of them happened on Zalar's Day. Calor driving out the Raveners, Birth of Garnet / driving away Ioth, and the cleansing of Ioth Academy from Anachronis' influence. All three of those things happened on Zalar's Day when his power was at its height. After that is Charir, the red dragon god. And about a month later, at the end of this month actually, there are 4 days of the year that are dedicated to the 4 pillars of the cycle. And the day that coincides with life is at the end of this month.
I feel like the whole resurrection of the dead and fucking around with necromancy on Zalar's birthday is kind of fucked up. So I'm like down to do it another
Telling me
day.
you're down for that fourth miracle being absolute blasphemy?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of insane.
So you could either do it now or you could wait till Charir's day, because Charir is a very powerful sorcerer, or you could wait until the day of life, which would be sort of, you know, there's a word I'm
Is
looking
this
for.
life?
What was that?
Is this life for like necromancy? Or is this like same?
You're creating a body. This is a lot going on at
Giving
once.
birth. I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
mother.
This is the
Again.
continuation of life.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing this on Zaylar's day and your dad appears to you and goes, Garnet, the light of my eye.
Like, who the fuck are you?
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm getting haunted.
Mods, exercise this ghost.
Well, you're now a grandfather. I just gave birth to the Archmage.
How does how did Emma feel about Tuesdays? Did she ever have a case of the Mondays? Is that got some special resonant power?
Nope. So you can either do it just as soon as possible or on one of those significant days. By the way, Athalor, your date with Tomb Lair is in 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
It's the 91st day of the year.
I get present myself
2
to the
months.
court.
Ooh.
I found myself a
drama.
political partner.
Well, I'm down to do it, I guess, on Life Day. Something too significant. Gives us time to prepare. And would the sage be good to kind of be helping me guide through the ritual? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
like stabilize me a little bit.
In fact, ahead of time, she is going to want to dream walk with each person who will be participating.
Oh. Is it multiple people need to do it? I thought it was one.
It might just be you. It might just be you. You are, I can't think of anyone else who would have been that close to her who's still alive. So she would want to dream walk with you and basically try to relive every memory of her, of Elno that you can.
It's like to traumatize me multiple times before the ritual?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's not the point of what she's doing. That is a result of what she's doing.
Oh.
The point, so the ritual is going to be powered by that emotional pain and suffering. But the reconstitution is by remembering and reweaving her soul. Which, don't forget to bring the golden bow, because you are going to use that. Either the golden bow or Raelta's blood can be used as the source of power for that ritual. So, but in order for you to basically be ready, what she's going to do is she's going to copy all the memories, or just add those memories to herself, so that she can assist with guiding you during that process. So basically get a really good record of everything you have on Elno.
Because if they want to maximize pain, then the reliving in the ritual would be heightened trauma. Then
Right.
I guess experiencing it and then seeing it a second time. I guess all depending on.
Not being able to change what you know is going to happen.
Hmm.
Me making the same mistakes all over again.
And that's something she would do with you basically every night.
Oh
The
my
whole month.
god. Okay.
Garnet's been a little bit antsy lately.
Still got that therapist around? She's actually gonna be my therapist for the next
Yeah,
month.
she actually kind of is. This is actually
Yeah.
going to be your therapy.
Ioth Academy's therapists need therapists.
Given how
Mhm.
much loss she has experienced, she'll probably be fairly understanding. Aside from that time a couple of years ago when she was thinking about killing you.
Well, it's okay. The feeling is mutual.
Is or was?
Did I say is? I meant was. Smile.
The feelings, apostrophe in there.
Okay. Given that you are going to wait until the day of life, which I'm going to continue calling the day of life, because Life Day is a Wookiee holiday from the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is one of the most cringe fest pieces of media ever created. And
They can't
therefore,
have Christmas, man. They don't have Space Jesus yet.
exactly. Exactly. So we're going to do that next episode because we're waiting until then. An entire month is going to pass in game time. We can assume during this time that Garnet is Are you focusing on your void sphere at all, or are you totally focused on this ritual?
Probably should be totally focused on this ritual unless I can multitask, but yeah, this
I
is
mean, you
priority.
can, but it's a question of how effective you're going to be. Mason, what are you focusing on over the month?
Hmm. That's a good question. Because I guess this initial mirror stuff is mostly kind of done in terms of testing. So I'd be like making contact with Conscare or trying to, but that's not right now thing, I guess.
So you don't want to try to make contact?
Okay, like yes. I guess that would involve. I guess it doesn't have to involve going there, but.
That's the city we identified, right? To the south of yours?
Yeah, it's or Cambernex.
Cambernex.
Either like
somewhere in the jungles
in or near
controlled by the designer city of Cambernex.
that. Yeah, I guess we'll just start kind of doing like research on, if possible, like on the area. And I don't know how exactly right now. I'll think on it, but maybe like try to reach out to some people around there and kind of get some
Okay.
info from them.
All right. And Athalor, what would you be focusing on for the month of Sunrider?
Athalor has a promise to keep and is going to try and get a appointment with a head diviner to try and follow up on Vidrana's request.
Okay, yeah, she's always eager to help out. You say you're looking for a tribe of halflings. I actually have the name here. And I didn't tell
Pippi
you.
the halfling is the designated survivor.
Yes. The Springwater. The Springwater family. All right.
Dragon legend lore over here or something.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Okay. So like legend lore, because we don't necessarily have to do epic lore on this. Yeah, she can dedicate some time to doing this just herself, not really academy resources. You will have that answer, and I will reveal that answer next week. But I will tell you this: they are prisoners in Snorheim.
That's the Frost Giant place?
The Frost Giants, yes.
Which made sense logistically. Okay.
Specific, and she should be able to track down where, unless they're in one of their temples. That'd be like the only place that the Frost Giants would really have sealed. They're not exactly Ioth Academy in terms of magic.
Yeah,
right? They have their
they're not
magic.
arcanists.
Yeah, they use runes and that kind of thing. So you will have the actual location by next episode.
I'll make an athletics roll for you continuing my project. See if I can swing that sword good. 13.
By the end of the school year, your progress will be tallied up, and that's when you should get proficiency with two-handed swords.
Potentially.
You should.
If I still have both arms.
Granted. Now, that doesn't mean that the month passes without incident. There are a few other things that happen over the course of things. First off, an update on the fairy games.
Oh.
The leaderboard, without counting the things that have happened in this episode that chat has contributed, is as such right now. Ioth Academy is in the lead. When they had that flower challenge, the students came up with some really, really clever things that a lot of the Fae judges had to be like, no, legitimately, that is clever and beautiful. Behind Ioth Academy is Morko, the Great Bear, and the Wild Court. Behind them is Neve of the Golden Hair and the Seelie Court. Then there's the Court of Reverie, and finally, bringing up the rear, is the Lady Rowan and the Unseelie Court. So things are on a decent arc right now. If this holds, the Academy should win, and this Fae nonsense can be put behind them. See, we already did the glass magic. We already did the serpent demon. Thank you for leaving the school, by the way. Wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise.
You're welcome.
Mason remembered his pseudo dragon without me reminding him.
W.
W.
I have... Oh, there's another thing I haven't had the chance to do yet. Darn.
Oh, with the
I
week passing over, any major War of the Sun events we need to know about?
We're actually now ahead of War of the Sun.
Oh, so they can actually do their things now.
Yeah, so I don't know what's transpired yet. That will come out next episode. That being said, there are 3 things remaining that are absolutely happening before Calor's Day. First off, Garnet.
Oh, fuck.
Marisol would like to come visit you. Not on state business, but as a personal visit at the academy. She can pull her, I'm the general of one of your allies. I can show up whenever I want and you have to accept anything. She is not doing that in this case. She is showing up as a parent. She's basically going through the process a parent would go through to say, hey, can I visit my kid?
Oh, that's nice.
Do you want to accept that?
Yeah. I did tell her to make time come visit me.
She's going through a PTA portal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably next episode.
Yeah, could we get
Surely we can do something in 30 minutes, right?
Right? Well, there's more things to do, is the issue.
Okay.
It's not that I'm running out of things, it's that there are 2 more things on my list.
Marison's got to find a corpse.
No.
Second, Inaros sends you his fond well wishes, Garnet, and wishes to see you either in Brontha or at the academy, since it's been far too long since he's had the chance to see you and hear your voice, and you have left the council to focus on your own personal affairs, and he wonders if you'd like to hear any of the news.
Oh, yeah, you can come over.
Okay, cool.
You could also become a personal affair.
God damn it.
And finally, I'm going to set all 3 of these out and then we will deal with them accordingly. Athalor Untermaler has dedicated some school resources to the issue of, and the sage has been on the hunt as well, for this Kustiak, this fox-headed fiend who wants information on your uncle. We know that Kustiak serves some other master, and apparently has the ability to stop the army's march. The academy has learned there's a being called Skezok. A being that, I think you already knew this, is cursed and can only gain knowledge from things that have been ruined or destroyed. Skezok has been building an army and gathered the remnants of the Sinister Horde's army to turn Onderud into a ruin so it can learn the arcane secrets and knowledge of that place. Destroy it to absorb it. He dwells in a crumbling castle somewhere in the Plane of Shadow. You first drew his attention when you went to rescue the sage. It would be unwise to send an army into the Plane of Shadow for a variety of reasons. But a more hands-on solution could be of use here. Obviously, we could try to negotiate with this Skezok, or we could take him out. It would involve a dangerous mission into the plane of shadows, but it could end the threat of this army and remove Kustiak's leverage over you entirely.
Part of me wonders what high magic the Academy might have to bring down some fire in the material world.
In the material world, there's a lot that can be done.
Because Skezok probably has other cities that they wouldn't mind picking through the ruins of.
Oh, an exchange.
Not necessarily completely infernal aligned, but just an arsehole, right?
Yeah, most likely, yes. It is possible that Skezok has some sort of link to the serpent because this whole knowledge curse thing. As you're on this line of thinking, who do you have in mind?
Thinking maybe Diffraxis. Since they're already a little bit weakened. And they're also gearing up for another attack at Brontha and the Dune Riders. Might be time to go US Air Force on them and go for a preemptive strike.
I gotta put on my
Untermaler hat for this one. Diffraxis may have significant defenses they can use. It may be one of the realms most capable of preventing our attacks. Our might exceeds theirs. It is still feasible. Especially if Skezok leads his army away from this place and invades to coincide with our strike. Diffraxis is not unlike Onderud, though a twisted version of it. Perhaps that would be an acceptable exchange.
It's a place of great technical knowledge. Unparalleled in many cases.
I must say, Athalor, a part of me wondered if you would say Nenri. And I am gladdened that you did not.
Still too many innocents there. And what they do exist in Diffraxis as well. The weight of horror there is all the greater.
I will see about a diplomatic solution. This may still involve you, Athalor.
Done my fair share of negotiation under duress.
Yes, as the heir of Onderud. But I will consider this and I will look into this as a possibility. Perhaps we can rid ourselves of two threats at once.
Okay, hot damn. Did not see that coming. That is wise. Garnet, would you make an Arcana check with advantage, please? Ooh, birdie!
Spice.
Big.
Sweet Jiminy Giblets. Okay. I think I can just send you this real quick.
I'm just going to drop a spell description to you. You rolled high enough. You can peek behind the curtain.
All right. I'm going to send this to you. The lore is not 100% accurate because it's D&D lore, not Anakra lore. I'm just going to drop this in backstage.
Okay.
This is the complete stat block for the type of creature that they believe Skezok is. Now, Skezok, because you don't know him personally or anything about him, his capabilities may be different. He may be stronger, he may have different spells and such, but this is the baseline for what kind of entity he is.
Okay.
Yeah, you may peruse that at your discretion. Okay, choices. Either Marison comes to visit, or Inaros comes to visit, or I'm trying to think of a reason why the three of you would be like, there's no real good excuse to get you to the grove or the cove right now, right? I really can't think of any.
And only if we're going to go and look at where Dubasif was sealed.
What would be the purpose of that?
I'm not sure. I figure that maybe the sealing magic could be of some use down the line, but that's not a pressing priority.
You know,
the sealing magic could be used in terms of the mirror stuff if the plan is to seal something when the whole con scared thing ends up happening.
Oh, true. That could be useful. I'll pull up that map for old time's sake.
I mean, it's at least worth getting Mantra's eyes on runes, because I'm pretty sure Mantra hasn't seen this place.
That is true, I think.
There's the other rune guy. All right, I'll pull up the map for nostalgia's sake, but I do obviously have a ulterior motive.
Oh, I love ulterior motives. I'm just going to cope my way through trying to find a reason to go back to the grove. Go back to a place where I fell out a window and hurt myself. Owie.
Alexander is still on this map. Hoi, oi, oi.
Oh, wow.
Wild.
Yeah.
Non-Goobasif Dubasif is here. Ariana's here. Old tokens are here, man. Good times.
Them's for the days.
All right.
Good old days.
I have cleared the path.
Things were simpler back then.
We were simply pushing hags into void spheres.
You hadn't killed any gods. Like, not one.
Just a hag. That only took 4 years to mature.
All right. I have to refresh this real quick, and then, like I said, for old time's sake, I'll take us to the actual map.
Facebook memories like 6
What are we
years
doing
ago.
there again?
What was that?
What are we doing?
Giving Mantra a quick look at Dubasif's sealing circle for his can't scare sealing, as well as potentially to make sure that we can hold that Shadow Ono in place.
I don't see Crowan anymore in the call. Is that just me?
Does everyone else see everyone else?
I see everybody.
Okay.
Do you see me,
I
Lemon?
can refresh.
I see you. I
Okay.
haven't heard Crowan in a while.
I should
will
refresh,
try-
I suppose.
Go ahead and give it the old F5.
Oh, what? This memories. Nostalgia ass map.
Hello.
Crowan has returned. Lemon has returned. Does everyone see everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
On a sunny summer day, the party goes back down to their old stomping grounds for some of them. Not for Mason.
You're a grotto kid, right?
Yes? Question mark? I don't even
It's written
remember.
somewhere.
Doesn't matter.
Yes? Question mark.
They take him to a place hidden by magic, the heart of the woods. Once the centerpiece for the regulation of all water in the academy. The artificers have since constructed an alternate system that is not located here. In this hidden place are Ioth's runes, which you have studied. Please go ahead and make an Arcana check with advantage.
Who? Me?
Our runes lad. Mason.
Me. With advantage, I will prep a circle for myself.
Don't let the circles touch, Mason.
True, actually. On the edge of that circle, inspecting the runes. So 19 with that in mind.
And a guidance.
Ooh. Well, at least a 20.
22.
Okay. All right. Studying the runes, studying the binding circle, going over, seeing how the principles of Ioth's runes could be applied to it. As you're looking at it, the water around this place starts to rise. Not like rapidly flooding, but it starts like churning and flowing a lot more, and it starts to rise a little bit.
Just as I'm like looking at the seal and the runes.
Yeah, as you're doing that.
That's strange.
Oh fuck! I love these runes.
I mean, I guess I noticed it.
Yeah. Athalor?
Okay, kind of points it out to Athalor
With
Garnet.
a 15 perception, you can't see the bottom anymore. Like, it's pretty shallow in this image, right? You can kind of see the riverbed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it anymore. There's just more water.
Given what I remember of this place in my hazy 5-year-old memory, this was fairly shallow before, right?
Mason would just say, "Is this normal?" I'm trying gesturing to the water.
This place was once the home of a water. What was the species called?
Marid.
A marid. Yes, a marid called Dubasif. They were sealed in that circle to Ioth's will. This is different. Did it look this way when we got here?
No.
But they're like sealed, right? That's the purpose of this.
We've kept the marid in place.
Anymore.
Dubasif is dead, presumably gone.
Oh. Right.
Became a congealed puddle in the Undercroft for a while, and then was, I assume, cleaned up by the artificers and alchemists.
Did a new Marid come to town?
I believe this one was caught in situ by Ioth, but they were a prideful being. Maybe does this remind me at all of how Dubasif's power worked? I know that you have the power to transport through basically any water, any other creatures.
Roll an Arcana check. Garnet, also please roll an Arcana check.
We almost drowned when we got transported into like a water container in the Great Hall, if I remember correctly. Oh, one muted.
Muted.
I think there we go.
I had to test something. Unmuted now. This does look similar to that when you passed through that infinite water and somebody almost drowned. This would coincide with a gateway to the well springs, the elemental well springs at the very heart of the underworld. That's why the water is flowing more, because it's just turned into a gate to an infinite source of water, yet it is not rising up and rushing over everything.
Why would it have just turned? Garnet, would you mind popping that gem of trucing in case?
Sure. What do I see?
Garnet, as you look around at the entire place, the water is alive.
What?
Oh, sorry, what?
Child of Othred.
Hello?
The tyranny beneath the waters of memory offends me.
Then we are of an accord.
To bind the very dreams of free souls is unacceptable.
We're doing what we can to stop it.
There is a path for you to that place, one that I shall open. Through the deep waters, through the well screens. Beneath them, where they will never see it come.
Liban? Drickler.
When you are ready to free them, stand before the waters and call upon my name, and I shall open the way for you.
You shall cleanse the lake. Thank you.
And the water flows back down again. And the riverbed emerges from the infinite depth.
Did the water respond more to Liban or Drickler? I'm assuming Drickler.
The first one.
Oh shit! Okay, we got some big boys on this band. Walks back over to the others. Okay, Sovereign's invested. Whew.
Have you ever talked to them before?
No. Well, I certainly like them more than the other one.
Yeah. It's a low bar.
So the water's alive? What happens if we drink it?
Garnet, the water has returned to normal as you look through the gem of true
Oh.
seeing. When the voice stopped speaking and the water receded and the riverbed returned, whatever that living water was, it didn't like flow down as much as it sort of just dissipated, mixed with the water and flowed onwards.
I have to tell Linton all of this might change everything. Direct path in. Could launch a full-fledged invasion. My uncle could be so easy to grasp by surprise he wouldn't expect Liban to come. Yeah. I got a feeling they might be listening. Who knows?
The water sloshes, like heaves from side to side and sloshes, and splashes directly over Athalor, soaking him to the bone.
Oh.
I guess they said speak the name when you want to go through, huh?
Yeah. Not wrong.
Mm-hmm. Be careful of that.
Yeah. Tactical mind, not a common sense mind. Sorry.
Well, that tactical mind's coming into good use now, right? You and Untamala combined can figure out a lot of ways to deal with this.
Absolutely. I mean, this could get us so many more forces in there. If we wanted them. Maybe more forces is a risk against them. Someone so sonically powerful, though. It would allow us to get Garnet into range of my uncle. Maybe try to dominate him again.
So back up for one moment. Why do they, kind of gestures at the water, dislike Nenri? What's the...
I'm
relation?
assuming because Nenri are using their hallowed lake to hide the...
Roll religion checks. Any of you. All of you. Okay. 14. 20.
Whole first one, not 20.
Okay. All right. All right.
Sure,
That's
neutron
fine.
brain blast.
It's like, oh, wait a minute, it clicked.
The four sovereigns. Arakura, sovereign of stone. Vindur, sovereign of the skies. Sin, sovereign of fire. And Libran, sovereign of the seas. Of the four, Liban is the one who refuses to take orders the most. They refuse to take a permanent physical form. They refuse to take a permanent identity. They refuse to be bound by anything except the emerald tablets themselves, which Liban helped create. The entire ocean and all water is their domain and their person. They are completely fluid and completely free. It is by Liban's will that the Infernals and their allies have a lot of trouble anytime they try naval engagements. Because if their ships hit the ocean, they're likely to get Liban's attention. They're likely to get sunk. And the thing, Liban hates Uzul the most because he is a tyrant. Liban cannot abide forcing people to be or do anything. It is the imprisonment of these mortals, and even prisoners can dream and think and be free in their minds. These people cannot. Liban loathes this.
And the imprisonment of people is taking place in that space, like within the lake, right? Okay,
Yeah, there's
that makes
hundreds,
sense.
maybe thousands, that are locked in. Part of the
Thank
psychic
you.
well.
You're exactly right, Athalor.
And in their domain, that's... I'll get us a way in somehow. Probably aren't going to be defending it from below. I mean, they
Wouldn't
know we
assume
know.
so. Still, they're not going to expect this level of approach. I don't think anyone would.
And it also probably avoids a diplomatic incident with most of Nenri. I mean, what are they going to do? Oh, Underood and the Academy attacked our massive mind slave mine under the lake. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Why are we going to open the front door?
Unless they somehow play it off as something else, lie to the rest of the people, get them to believe it.
Are you ready to return to Tarsamore Hall?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Garnet, you have two people from Brontha who wish to see you. They are dependent on your schedule. Who would you want to schedule first?
Favorite.
Like this
The other person-
session or next session?
We might start it this session.
Probably a Naros for now, and
Okay.
then
Where do you want to meet?
wherever
he can come to
teleports
you,
at.
or you can go to Brontha.
Hell no. I'll just meet him at the teleportation circle.
Okay. He arrives, the golden trim on his armor, immaculately polished. His status as the one who's riding this phoenix, this incredible symbol of Brontha's and Zalar's power, has clearly... It hasn't gone to his head, but like his outfit has been changed somewhat. There's this more plumage added to it, more iconography and stuff. He's embodying more of this symbol. But that does not stop him from giving you a courtly bow and taking your hand and giving you a kiss should you offer it.
I guess offers it, but is also like not the full like 90-degree bow, but like feels like she owes him some respect now that he has a higher title, and yeah, she's kind of nervous and doesn't know how to greet him actually. So
He's greeting you exactly the same as he always has. Extremely respectful. I'm not going to say deferential, but yeah, very, very chivalrous. He'll offer you his arm for escort, should you desire, and if not, he will take the rebuttal completely like a gentleman.
I still will shake her head and be like, "We're at school. I don't want
Of
anyone to
course.
think anything weird. But thanks for coming over, I guess." And we'll start talking, and so what's new?
Well, first, have you eaten?
Uh, no, actually.
Let us tend to that immediately. And he will arrange for one of the conference rooms, one of the little side rooms that is warded and guarded and such, and make arrangements to have some food brought in. Some of it is brought in, some of it is from further afield. There's some Nahasan cuisine, the gold god, some other things in there, just some clearly the finer things in life, including some Naraman wine, which is getting increasingly rare due to events in the South. But he's inclined to first sort of chat. You're full of crap. They immediately play a Cyrus card.
Got him.
But yeah, he'll first like eat and ask if anything's new with you, engage you in conversation. If you want to get down to business, he will, but otherwise he's very much, have you been well? It's been far too long since we spoke. I know that you've left the council. How have your endeavors been? Have you met with success? Does anything prevent you?
And she'll maybe gesture for him to fill up her wine glass. There's a lot of heavy shit. And she's also stalling to think about, like, what is there to share that is good and acceptable to Broughton standards. I'm working on revamping the security of the academy using some new magic that we've been researching.
Wondrous.
We are still dealing with the loss of the archmage that you must know about. And yeah, just a lot of projects, I guess. How's the Phoenix? How are you?
Did you
Meetings?
name it?
The wounds inflicted upon our people are grievous and deep, but the cycle turns, and over time we heal both bodies and hearts. The people are gladdened. As for the council, I fear you haven't missed much that's particularly interesting. Affairs of state, affairs of religion, rebuilding the army, a great deal of administrative and bureaucracy. I wouldn't trouble you with the details.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that I left you with maybe more work. More important matters were at the academy. But thank
I'm
you for
equal to the
taking care of
task.
Okay.
You don't need to
And
fear on my behalf.
how's my mom been?
The general has a heavy heart, but strong shoulders. She focuses on her work, ensuring that the people will remain safe and that a tragedy such as that which occurred on the open sands never happens again. She has borne more grievous injuries, though. Simply to know that you live lightens her world.
Yeah. She doesn't really visit, but she may be coming over soon.
Long
But
overdue.
yeah.
Is your
Yeah.
heart heavy from the loss of Master Elmo? I know you admired her dearly.
Yeah. It's a lot, but we're handling it, and yeah. She doesn't really want to share much of that. Just kind of keeps sipping her wine.
I know that of every student at this school, you are the strongest and the most capable of bearing this burden and this grief and transforming it into the fire that you need. But it is not a burden that you should have to bear alone.
Is that why you visited me for support?
I visited you because it has been far too long since I've heard your voice or seen your face. The fact that you've suffered a terrible tragedy is... well, I would have come to see you anyways.
I appreciate that. She's kind of smiling and and how is what have you learned about the Phoenix and how has that been?
It is fitting to me and to you, those who bear our God's mark, by rights should wield such power and such gifts, that the people may see and their hearts be gladdened. It is a solemn duty, but also a birthright, mine and yours. And I treat it seriously.
I like your new costume or chain.
Symbols are important in such times. People need something to hope, something to believe in. Which
I'm glad I don't have to be that little icon anymore.
I bring this to you, Garnet, with no desired answer. And it pains me even to speak of it. Know that it is not the reason that I came here to see you, but out of kindness and respect to you, and a desire for you to control your own future. I rather suspect that your mother will have questions about what you plan to do on your birthday.
Oh. I usually do a little get together at the school. Do you guys have plans that I should know about?
I have no plans that include you. Hopes, perhaps, yes, but not designs of which you are unaware. But despite your departure from the council and your choice to focus on your own significant power and research, I do believe there are those who assume or hope that you would return home on your birthday to also be such a symbol. And I tell you this, that you may continue to guide your own destiny and not be taken unawares by the expectation of others.
I mean, I'd rather be with my friends, but I'll see what case my mom makes for it, I guess, if it's
And
important.
I do believe she simply misses you, but she can't not talk about it as a matter of national importance. I speak to you simply as yourself. I know that being a symbol can be burdensome.
I'll think about it. I'll see what plans I already have and what can be moved around if it's important, but Thanks for
Your
the
life
heads
is
up.
your own and nobody else's. Know that in me you will always have a friend, a confidant, and someone who believes in you ardently on the council.
Are they still upset with me?
High Priest King Pothinus has taken your decision with grace and understanding. But the matter of Zalar's holy day has not yet been raised.
Okay. I guess I'll come visit again sometime.
Should you not desire to do so, Garnet, I will argue in your defense. They need never know that the words came from you.
I
Once
don't
you've
want to
had-
cause any problems.
I respect that. Nevertheless, should you require your words reach them, simply give them to me, and I will ensure that they do.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Barring that, the rest of the time, unless you have specific questions, is just him whining and dining, and then eventually saying a very graceful farewell and heading back to Brontha.
Yeah, we'll like escort him back to the
Mhm.
teleportation circle and I guess leave him off with like I'd like to go on a ride on the Phoenix again sometime if there's spare time.
There's always spare time for you.
All right. Happy travels. See you again soon, hopefully.
He bows. The conjurers who are like sitting there waiting to cast a spell are like,
It's just like nervously
Come on.
looking at them.
Come on.
mhm, checking their sundials. But eventually he bows, steps into the circle, and vanishes. And next time, we will have Marison's visit, the High Holy Day of Zalar, on which I'm sure nothing will happen. And then hopefully we'll have the ritual to bring back our beloved Archmage. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a happy time zone.